Welcome to another episode of 35 All Grip. I'm Dan Arney, and I got a co-host with me, Ashley Winecoff. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on, Dan.
Thanks for being here. And the man of the hour today, Adam Westfall. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan. Really excited to be here. Ashley, thanks for co-hosting. Stoked.
Thanks for being here. I got a super quick intro to run by the listeners here. So here goes. Adam is part of NC's finest. Although this region has excellent hills, most struggle to put together a racing career. Adam, however, I can't talk today, has forged a successful career in downhill skateboarding with several podium appearances on the world stage and has also become a dual threat as an announcer at this year's World Skate Games. And I'm just stoked as hell to get into this conversation because we just had a wild weekend at Roan Mtn.
Yeah.
WDSC Championship, and I would love to hear how your weekend went.
Yeah. Roan Mtn, crazy. I mean, first time any of us ever raced there, I think we all watched the video of Khalil and we knew what we were getting into, and it delivered. So, yeah. Crazy weekend of racing. That hill, it's fast corners, like kind of maintain high speed for like the whole time.
For sure.
So yeah, it was a heavy hitter. And good weekend of racing. I finished fifth. So won the Conti, which, I was hoping to chop up a little higher, but hard to be too disappointed with the Conti win. I don't know how hard Dex was trying, but
respectable
I'm gonna take it anyway.
Well, it started raining.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it did. So for those who didn't watch, haven't seen any footage yet or anything, the finals heat, it started raining. And so they're like, we're on a weather delay and, not sure if they were going to run it and if they were going to run full track or short track, I should say. And then drove up and down it 5 times waiting for it to either dry or rain, and it did neither. So they just ran it in the patch, short track. Cut the bottom few turns out, the fast, dangerous ones, just for the finals heat. So the rest of the race was totally normal, dry, great conditions, but the finals ran in half wet, which spiced things up for sure.
Scary.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in the wet, it was shortened the track so much that it kind of cut the teeth off of it a little bit. What was left was pretty tame. It was definitely scarier in the dry, but, for those keeping count, I technically beat Dex in the rain. So I don't know. Sorry.
We got it on record.
Sorry, Dex.
There's video evidence too.
Video evidence.
So
no,
that was after he was sent down as crash test dummy for everybody else.
Yeah, crash test dummy for the Venom team, I think was kind of the deal. They were like, we got 2 practice runs in the wet, and they were like, well, Dex, you got to go figure out what the actual limit is. So he pretty much just pinned it into the bales twice in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he came up and his chin was bleeding from I think where his helmet had smashed his face. And I was I didn't even sure he wanted to run Contis, but it was just me and him because Cole and Bouclier were already injured, and I was like, no, yeah, I want to race Contis for sure. And he was like, dude, I'll just give it to you, man. I don't really want to race. I was like, no, we have to race.
We have to race.
We have to. I was like, I have points on the line and I need to earn them honestly. So you have to race me.
I didn't know he crashed because I was just sitting at the finish line holy shit, what's happening?
Oh, he crashed. Yeah, he crashed both practice runs violently.
Poor Dex. Wow. Crash
Dex.
test
Dex.
Yeah, the boys appreciated that.
Yeah, I mean, the track was honestly faster than what I thought. I'm not good at judging speed. And when the Rangers said that Harry was going 69 miles an hour,
yeah,
I was like, people are going that fast?
I also didn't think it was that fast. Granted, I'm not Harry, so I don't know, like if I, was probably not going 69 miles an hour, but I honestly was surprised to be going over. I thought we were doing like 60, but I think that's just like, I don't know, smooth brain from the tracks that we had to race this year have been so crazy that like the level is just kind of warped now of like what 60 feels like. Cause Soldiers felt like pretty chill this year after Turkey.
Wow, that's so warped.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, great race weekend. We had good heats all around. No major injuries except Stefano's like ankle or foot or something. But everybody else came away pretty much unscathed, which is pretty wild, actually.
Yeah.
Because like it's pretty hard to go over the limit there. I mean, pretty easy to go over the limit, and like if you do it, it's not like fast into big slide turns where if you overcook it, you just keep sliding until you hit the hay bales. It's like if you overcook it, you just clip a hay bale at 60. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's spaced maybe 2 feet in front of a guardrail. So
yeah, it's sandwiched. It's not like a nice washout.
Granted, I think there was a lot of hay.
Amazing amount of hay.
What do you think?
Adequate protection.
Adequate.
And I mean that like solid, like yeah, like absolutely. Like I don't know. I mean they had extra, and they didn't place it, like because we ran out of places to put it, and they were just kind of like, well, it's probably best used, I guess, just as replacement as things blow up, because like there was legitimately nowhere else reasonable where you could say, yeah, like let's put more hay there, because it was just covered. I mean, where else are you gonna? It's also a short track, so that helps. Like. Cover it up with whatever they had, like 3,000 something hay bales.
It's the most hay bales I haven't been to, like, I've been to a lot of races, but not as many as you. That's the most hay bales I've ever seen in an event.
It was well baled. I was impressed.
How is the hay in Italy?
How does it compare?
At the skate games? Honestly, I wasn't even looking. I don't know, because I wasn't like racing, so I was like, you guys are fine.
A hay update.
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like the world skate events normally have really good hay and like safety, and this also had really good safety.
Yeah, I'd say we're 2 for 2. I think I think Italy was fine, but it was also like a pretty tame track. Mm-hmm. It seemed fine, but I really didn't assess it that thoroughly. I was kind of doing other stuff while I was there, but
save that for the next one for you. We'll get you on the mic and see what the hay's like. Yeah. Important stuff.
We need a hay report.
Reporting live from the hay zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So I didn't go to the bar after the race. What happened? I saw some shenanigans. Were y'all there?
Oh yeah. You didn't go to that bar?
No,
Did you go the whole weekend? Like, do you know what it looks like?
I never touched it. No.
You missed out.
I didn't realize I did until I saw videos.
Yeah, it's like living room style. Like there's like a TV, and the music is basically just played off of like, it's just queued on YouTube on the TV.
Okay.
Yeah, we took over the TV and did karaoke. They had like microphones just like hooked up to the TV, ready to go.
They were
like, ping pong, pool.
Yeah.
Bootleggers.
Yeah,
grilled cheeses.
They served up grilled cheeses.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that all they had?
Well, they had like chips and
they had
like
chips.
Grape bootlegger, like the little glass ones. Yeah. No, the guy. So when we first showed up, like Ashley and I got there before the rest of the crew was kind of there, and this dude was like telling me about his like bull riding years, and then he just like passed me his like mason jar of shine, and I was like, wow, we're like here. Like this is legit.
No shit.
We made
yeah.
it.
It was the real deal. It was like proper, like white lightning. It was like unlabeled jar.
Yeah. And he was like, I ride a 2,000 pound wild animal, and I would never step on a skateboard.
yeah. It was a trip, man. It was a trip.
What's up with the dart in Rob Green's hand? What was going on? What was happening?
I missed that. All I saw was
that was in the other room. There was 2 rooms.
Yeah, I saw about as much as you saw, which was a video of a dart in Rob. I didn't even know whose hand it was. I just saw a dart in a hand, And then the hand kind of turn and like pull a dart out. And I was like, wow, that looks like it should have hurt.
Looks
It
like
was
things.
like it was
in
lodged.
there.
Yeah,
Fully in there.
Rob's been like 2 for 2. Like at Wood Booger, he like just KO'd himself on the table in the campsite, and this is like dart in the hand. He's kind of like,
What, and at Soldiers, he got the beer shot off his head for
Yeah.
stout beer? Rob, this is
did
a
he
shout out
actually?
to Rob.
With what, like a BB gun?
yeah,
Okay.
he Annie Oakley'd put a beer on his head, and
This is a shout out to Rob.
Wow.
yeah, big shout out to Rob. I think he's
Yeah.
maybe won the party as far as like antics on film. Like there was like a tour.
Yeah, we need
It
a
sounds like it.
Rob fan cam.
He's got some serious points right now.
Yeah.
I think. But anyways,
Yeah, that bar we were like, we pulled up some Ronnie Exotica like music videos and blasted them in like full volume.
And he was there.
I
saw that.
He was there.
The bar owner seemed to be completely unfazed. Like I don't think I believe his exact words were that he expected us to play more punk rock and not just the same stuff that the locals play.
The locals playing
like,
Ronnie Exotica.
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, pretty bummed I missed it, but happy I got a decent sleep after not all weekend.
Yeah, 'cause you had like work today, like a normal adult.
Yeah, and campsite partied. Campsite party was pretty decent last night. you
Yeah,
know.
was it?
Yeah, the lot in the back is the move. It's group camping.
Oh yeah, I heard they kind of accidentally sent some folks to the wrong, or folks wound up in the wrong campsite first, and they were a little closer to the
There were some
family zone than the
Yeah.
park maybe expected. Or
It took a few days to kind of like figure out what the
move them on back.
like we belong in the way
We're
back.
fine with it. Just like get out of the way.
So we know for next year.
Yeah, good. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't make it to the campsite parties.
Well, that's
this year.
okay.
Yeah, I was a little too.
We'll get him next time.
Yeah. So, taking it too serious.
Yeah, I mean, so you got 5th. You won counties. What did that put you at for like the overall points chase? Do you know?
It should be 5th.
5th overall?
5th overall.
Because you got a 3rd
3rd and a 5th.
so, for 5th overall. Okay.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. Not bad.
Not bad. You only went to 2?
2 out of,
Yeah, you didn't
2
go
out
to
of 3.
Wales.
Yeah, they only took your 2 out of 3. So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Dude.
yeah. Not
Gotta be
not
stoked
bad.
on that.
Yeah,
I mean,
not too shabby. Put a lot of work in for it this year. So, gonna try to, see what we can do in the future. But, not a bad year.
absolutely. What do you think about the kind of organization as a whole, and how did that kind of stack up to, I guess, like the turkey race? What was the kind of vibes comparable to as far as
I mean,
things being
turkey.
ran?
It's really different. I mean, turkeys. It's like the WDSC like kind of holds the event. So, and the infrastructure is easier, especially because they weren't directly post hurricane. So like everything is a little easier, and the WDSC folks are plugged in with the locals a lot. So it's like really easy for them to kind of grease the wheels and like make things happen and get the support they need to like, not have to run like a small crew. So like Roan Mountain, like they made it work. Like everything, we got runs. Like the road was safe. That's really the main thing. Is like, is the road safe? Did you get runs? And yes.
Yep.
We had a blast, but they clearly had to run it with like a tight crew. Like they were just undermanned, which made it difficult. But I thought it went great. But yeah, Turkey, it's definitely different. I mean, they had like a huge media crew there the whole time as well. So that changes things. Like the dynamic is it's pretty different in Turkey, just because there's like, there's interviewers and video people, and like there's just like there's like literally like a 20-person production crew on site, like making things happen, for the media aspect. So not having a live stream and stuff, it definitely, like Roan Mountain just felt more like a traditional like American downhill, or just just the way it's normally gone. Whereas Turkey definitely was like a media event.
It was supposed to be like that for the original date, correct? Because I heard through the grapevine that there was like a jet ski event or something this same past weekend that the media crew had scheduled already. I don't know if that's hearsay.
I don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs of like what changed their attendance. I'm sure that the date change had something to do with it. Also, the complete lack of like cell service on the hill.
No service
would have made it pretty difficult to like live broadcast. I think I don't actually know how they broadcast, but I assume it uses like a 5G network of some kind. I don't know,
but I certainly think that Roan Mountain is definitely worthy of a live stream, and I hope if it happens again, like.
If it's possible, they should do it because that was sick.
That when I spectated after like on Sunday, like we were spectating and y'all were going by so fast it was like hard to like process like who even was going by. You're like
yeah.
You guys would go by and it would just be like, does anybody have a video of that? Because I couldn't like process any of it.
Yeah, I watched the QS finals and I was like, damn. Like these guys are cooking. This is really gnarly. Because it's kind of hard. I mean, it feels gnarly when you're on the board, but it's different when you see it and you're like, man.
You like see the corner and you're like, so you're not sliding. Like we're not sliding for this. That's cool.
Yeah. And you just see the trajectory. You're like, man, if you just mess up at all, you're gonna really stack super hard.
Big time. That was definitely weighing on my mind. Like that's when I go to events like that, my mind's like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. And there's other people here that are like, I have everything on the line.
Yeah, just like click.
And I love that. Like, I fucking love that. And I mean, Harry pulled it off. That's who I picked. I think Harry's gonna take it.
You got to give it to him. Like the adaptability, like you see the way he's raced on so many different types of roads. Like he doesn't have a style that's like, it's not like, oh, he'll do good at this road or that road. He's just a threat all the time. He just finds his way, not just on the podium, but like in the number one spot really often now.
Absolutely.
Not just now, but seemingly, especially this year. So yeah, I mean, power to him,
He's got a bit of a streak going. Like
he does.
He hasn't been
does.
beaten in a while.
Yeah, I mean there's no telling what he would have done at Turkey. He only couldn't make it to Turkey because of his like visa issues.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, so like who knows, he could have won that too, but of the ones he made it to, he's won everything this year.
I think everything
Question
this year.
mark?
Yeah.
Everything
but
other than Philippines.
Which he didn't.
Which that was this
he
year.
He wasn't
right?
at Philippines, right?
He wasn't there.
Was he not at the Philippines?
I don't know. We'll have to. I
honestly
check
wasn't super keeping track. I'll be honest. I didn't watch that event.
We'll have to check our intel on that one. We're not. I mean, we're not sure.
The winning streak is clear.
There's
no debate
sort
on
of
I feel like
streak.
that was when he hurt his knee, though.
Oh yeah. He hit a guardrail
totally
or some
was.
shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the fact that he's coming off an injury, I like people don't even.
I kind of forgot about
respect
that.
the injury. Everyone just forgets about it.
Kind of forgot about
it. It was
that.
a serious injury.
Yeah. The fact that he is basically like season hasn't been phased by that is actually so insane.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I did see a video of finals. It looked like Adrian Painel had a decent gap and just slid into the bales in the last left.
I know. Yeah. That was.
I don't know what happened up top or whatever. I just saw.
Dude, that had to be crushing. I cannot imagine like having a gap like that to like take the whole. I mean, it would have come down to some tiebreakers because like three people would have had a first and second probably, but to potentially win the season and then have it ripped away by wet pavement.
Yeah.
Into just brutal.
It's brutal.
Really, really brutal. He's had an unlucky season. I feel like he's had a couple races where he keeps almost getting the win and then, because there was the crash in Turkey.
Correct. Yeah.
Did he top quality in Turkey?
I don't remember. I
I'm,
don't
like,
think
fact
so.
checking.
I feel like
some facts to this.
I feel like Diego top quality, but I don't know. So
Because I was gonna say he top qualied here,
yeah,
top qualied in Italy.
yeah,
If he top qualied in Turkey, that would be pretty.
he'd be
crazy.
like the quality king.
Quali King.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
yeah.
Pretty
I don't
cool
know
title.
though. I feel like Diego did it in Turkey, but that's a vibe based answer, not like a fact based answer.
Yeah, I feel like that.
People
That
can,
feels right too.
the listeners, they can fact check
Yeah.
us. We'll get just ripped apart in the comments.
just-
Like
we should
they
just
don't know what they're
choose.
talking about. Yeah. We'll choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how was, I mean, we can come back to Roan perhaps. I'm sure some other things we're forgetting about will come up, but I want to kind of move along to, we kept mentioning Italy. What was World Skate Games like, and how did you kind of get connected with getting the announcing gig? And did you have experience doing announcing in the past or anything? Any kind of background?
Not really.
Okay.
Not entirely. No. I think I did like I was like guest announcing for the WDSC on like Q3 for the in Turkey. Like, so I got like eliminated after Q2, and so it was like the top 10 shootout kind of deal for their timing.
Okay.
I hopped in the box with Ian, their normal commentator.
He does a great job.
He's
too,
really good.
by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dialed, especially for someone who like doesn't skate. It's like amazing how, yeah, it just sounds super professional. I mean, he does his homework really well. He knows all the riders and stuff. So, so yeah, I was in the box for that, and then, yeah, Max Heaton just kind of reached out. He works with World Skate, and then I think somebody plugged him with my name. Not sure, maybe Harry. Somebody who was like at Turkey was like, oh yeah, you should just grab Adam. And so he reached out because I guess they had somebody back out. So yeah, they like hired me and flew me out there. And I was like, yeah, like, let's go. Like, let's do it. That sounds awesome.
You fucking killed it, bro.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I worked really hard on it. I definitely took note of what I had seen from Ian and, tried to do my homework and like had like riders lists and stuff to the best I could. I mean, that's like a huge event. There's like, it's hard to get, data on like every rider. Cause there's like, it's like the biggest race field that you could possibly commentate on. And there's like a widely international field. So there was people that I definitely didn't have notes on. There's people who I definitely messed up the names of like pretty poorly. So if you're in that group, I'm sorry, but I'm not super up on my like Eastern European pronunciation skills.
Yeah,
I did the best I could.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I didn't know you were even doing that. And I like tuned in to the live stream and I'm like, holy shit, that's Adam. Like, what? Totally like had no idea like you were doing that. And yeah, I think you're a bit of a natural. Kid's a natural.
Yeah, I really had a blast with it. I'm hoping to do it more in the future. I don't know, like, I want to keep racing, and I think in the immediate future. So, kind of going to see how that pans out. But I'm not qualified for the U.S. team next year because they didn't re-qualify this year. So, like, I could do it potentially next year at least without having to forgo any racing. But after that, we'll have to see. But I hope I get to keep doing it. I hope they'll have me back because I had a blast.
I hope you are. I mean, I also hope, like, I know first and foremost you want to race.
I do. Which
is like, as you should. And if you have the chance, definitely should, obviously. But I was stoked on that. You did a good job. I wanted to touch on that because I'm like, that made the viewing experience a lot better. I liked how you kind of were talking about things in like layman's terms too, for like talking about wheels and like turning and like how grabbing rail and what they were doing. like for like a normal average person listening would be like, okay, that's what they're doing.
I was told, like, my family, was like giving me beta on this before I went, and they were like, you have to like tell people like what the basics are. Like, like people don't know. And I was like, oh, you're right. Like I do. And so I try to incorporate as much of that as possible, because there are definitely people who like don't. I don't know. I do wonder like how many people are watching that are,
don't know what skating is.
they don't know these terms. Like, it does seem like it's probably mostly skaters watching, but there's probably family and stuff. And
family is a good
family of skaters for sure.
Yeah, and nobody's gonna watch it if it doesn't make any sense. So
correct. Yeah,
try to squeeze some of that stuff in there. But it's a balance too, because you don't want it to be like annoying to the people who know what's going on. You don't want it to be like you need to talk about the complex stuff too.
Absolutely.
To make it interesting for people who know what's going on, and they're like, yeah, dude, I know what tucking is. Like, tell me what's happening in the race,
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, a blast to watch. Super rad.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. Like, I had, objectively speaking, I think I had as much fun as I would have had if I raced. Like,
well, it certainly takes the like stress of like performing racing off you.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah, and the like personal danger aspect isn't there.
Yeah,
which is
also
underrated.
Underrated.
It's like, you get rid of that, and it's like, oh wow, I'm safe all day. That's kind of crazy.
Jesus.
Kind of just having fun now. That's weird.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Well, we've been riffing on some events for a little while. We're gonna kind of talk about other things that happened this year too, but I kind of wanted to bring it back to you and like your upbringing and kind of personal career and skate life. So I think a good place to start, I got a guest question from your dad. So
No way.
So here goes.
Some questions for you. I'm going to pose it in the way of you've got 3 doors to choose from. You can answer this question behind door number 1, which is, how did you come up with that race color that you race with? Or door number 2.
Where's my driver?
Your mom and I supported you in skating a lot, but rumor has it you banned her from the skate sessions when you were a teenager. Let's hear about that. Or door number 3. When you were about 6, you looked up to me and said, Dad, when I grow up, I'm going to be a professional skater. And in my head, I thought, yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional football player, and that didn't turn out too well. How did you get from that day to here? Good luck.
Oh, man.
I'm curious to which door you'll choose.
These are good questions. I feel confident in that I could come up with answers for all 3, or at least the first. The first 2 would be easier.
I mean, he said pick a door. We can go all 3. You can open every door.
Let's start with 1 and 2. 3 might be longer. We might kind of work our way back to those answers as we do the interview. But 1 and 2, I think we can definitely knock out pretty easy.
Okay. So 1 was
the race colors.
Yes.
And that one's real easy to touch on, and it's fun. So we'll do that one for sure. The white and orange was so my granddad raced cars. He raced like SCCA, Sports Car Club of America stuff. So bug-eyed sprites, like old, road racing, like amateur car racing. And so he had this old bug-eyed sprite that was always like sitting in his garage that was like white and orange. That was like, it was sick, like all white, with like orange pops on it, like stripes and stuff, and kind of like a white circle with a black number. The number kind of changed throughout the year, so he didn't have like a steady number. But so yeah, that was where I like pulled the colors from. When I got my first suit, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be like Granddaddy's car that always like sat. I never saw him race it because he was done racing by the time I was around. But the car's still around, still like my uncle has it, in a garage still. So I thought that would be a cool livery to kind of throw on, and I always really liked orange too. It's kind of my favorite color for like my whole life pretty much. So I was like, this is an easy call, like white and orange. Nobody else has it. Like, yeah, done. So yeah, that's where that came from.
That's sick. So you got like a bit of a racing pedigree in the...
Yeah, we got some history.
In the veins, eh?
Yeah, and it's cool. Like my, my dad grew up going to races with my granddad, and my uncle raced too. And so they were always like, it was like weekend racing and, camping on the, on the infield of the tracks and stuff and like hanging out. And that was it was like not that different of a scene than we have now. And my dad came with me on, a lot of my first skating, well, still now really, but like coming up, he was like always driving me to stuff. And, then he came on my first Euro tour and like was there. We were, car camping together and chilling. And he just, it was clear from his perspective that it was very similar to the environment that he grew up in. Like the whole kind of culture of camping and racing and wrenching and, just that whole thing is really similar. So it kind of became a cooler connection than I even expected. So, yeah.
Super rad. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then let's see the second question. Banning my mom.
Yeah, banning your mom. What's up with that?
My mom's not allowed. Super supportive, but like early on, like I was a pretty good kid. Like my parents told me not to do something most of the time. Like I didn't do it, and they gave me a pretty long leash, and I was pretty respectful of that. Of like what they gave. But she came to like some early session where we were skating like one of the only downhill runs in Birmingham. and she was like, that's way too dangerous. Like you can skate anywhere, but you can't skate there. And I was like, and she like, told, like maybe stop skating there. And I was like, damn, like my mom's blowing the spots right now. Like she can't come to them if she's going to tell me I can't like skate like there anymore. And we were skating stuff that was like this snowball, like it started kind of like, it probably started at a reasonable point actually, where like I probably shouldn't have been skating that, or at least it was like conceivably unsafe. And then it ramped up to where like I like, even when I like lived in North Carolina and was like skating way more dangerous roads, I would come back to Birmingham and she would like not want me to go skate Old Montgomery Highway, which is like by that point had watered down to the point that it would have been barely even a downhill run, and she was still like had it in her head that it was like super unsafe. I was like, Mom, it's like 30. It's like not even a downhill run. Like
you would freak if you'd seen what I've been up to.
Yeah, I was like, you really shouldn't come to these sessions for a while.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was that. But she's always been very supportive and like she's totally down for it. I think she probably saw it and just kind of got spooked, which was probably reasonable because I sucked. You know what I mean? Like this is I was trying to skate it with like barely a pendy slide under my belt, and
Well, you got to start somewhere. The beginnings they don't look good.
What was the first event she went to?
Probably some slide jam. I couldn't tell you which one, but it was definitely slide jam era. I was a big slide jam era kid. That was like Southeast. That was what was happening. There was no racing. There was no like, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go to an IDF race event until I went on Euro Tour. Like that was my first IDF race. That was I was not in that
Good
scene
Lord, dude.
at all. Yeah.
Just thrown right into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, big slide jam kid, and so she definitely would have been in one of those. And then probably Mount Jefferson would have been the first like real race
Okay.
that she would have been to and that I went to, really.
Well, shout out Mom.
Yeah. Shout out Mom.
And Dad.
Thanks. And Dad. Thanks for keeping me safe
Thanks,
on
Mark.
Old Montgomery Highway.
Yeah, Mark was fun.
Mark's the best, and Darby's the best too.
Oh,
I got to hang out with them in Vermont, and that was so fun.
They are the best. They truly are. Yeah. They've really been so supportive like my whole life of skateboarding. Yeah, it's been pretty cool.
That's incredible. It's cool to have supportive parents with something that is, from the outside looking in, you're like, do I want my child to be doing this?
Yeah.
Kind of like really, now that I'm
like,
older, I'm like, this is
are
kinda,
they headed down the right path?
like, this is kind of,
yeah.
kind of
No,
wild
and they
thing.
would let me, dude, it was like crazy. Like when I was in high school, like before I had a license or like a car or whatever, they would let me go with like older guys, much older dudes, and we would just go like to the mountains or whatever, like go to North Carolina, go to like events or slide jams or stuff that was like much further away. You know, like, yeah, just pile up, like, you know, we trust you, you're good. And it was like, you know, something that would be really, really uncommon outside of like sports like this, like skateboarding or like maybe music, you know, if you're like a young kid who gets, you know, wrapped up with a band or something with some older guys. But like there's really very few settings where I think that that's like there's a reasonable, appropriate setting for like a 15-year-old to hang out with a bunch of like 24-year-olds and like go on a trip in a van, you know?
Yeah. I honestly feel like that's very specific to skateboarding because of like the like facility of skateboarding, like a skate park, like you're hanging out with the 12-year-old and you're hanging out with the 40-year-old, and then at a skate event it's like the same thing because we have like a limited place to be together. So it's like everybody's just together. Yeah,
and there's no like, you know, competition series of or like a club. There's no, you know, like club soccer. You just play with
the same
like
people
12-year-olds play with 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't just go out and play with whoever's out there. You know?
Like even snowboarding, like you kind of just snowboard with your friends or your family. Like you don't really like snowboard with strangers that much. Yeah, it's really only when you like... And like mountain biking and stuff like that.
There's not very many avenues where it breaks down like that.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, it's sick.
Yeah. I think it is really sick. I think it has potential to be unhealthy depending on the setup. But I think if you have a healthy relationship with your peers, like if you're, you know, young and you have a good head on your shoulders, then it's fine. And if you're young and you don't, and you get mixed in with a crew that isn't like aware of your, you know, I don't know, of the age difference and your vulnerability, then it has potential to be like a toxic environment. But I think most of the time it's not. I certainly didn't, you know, I had a good experience like as a youth, you know, I had a good time.
Yeah. Who was older? Who were you skating with, going on trips with?
That was like, probably not people that you would be super savvy to, but maybe, I don't know. Like it was like Mason McNay and like that kind of like a lot of like some of the Atlanta crew and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Robbie Lee, Tiger.
Okay. Yeah. Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met him, but I've recognized the name. Okay. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right
on.
So, yeah.
Well, I wanted to, I don't know where this falls into the time frame, but the first time I met you was I'm pretty sure the first time I met you was at Southeast Showdown in Bama. I think 2015, it was like spring 2015. So we're going almost 10 years ago.
Spring, let me place myself in spring 20, because you were telling me this before the podcast, and I was like, wow, like I can't believe we met at a showdown. That's really sick. So spring 2015, I would have been like a freshman in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were already doing it for a little while. Like, when did you start?
Yeah, I had been in it for a bit. I think I got into it in like 2011.
Okay.
But so I started skateboarding when I was like 6. Like dad's question. I started skating when I was 6. And then I was like street and park. Well, not really park because we didn't have a park in Birmingham, but street and street until, 2011 or so. So I was like, whatever, 13, something like that.
Okay.
And then got into skating downhill and then did that all through high school and like slide jams and stuff. And then went to App, got into like downhill, less like slide jams. And then, Southeast Showdown.
Southeast Showdown, baby.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if that was like, would have been the first Southeast Showdown. Probably not. I feel like we did one in high.
There was other ones.
There had to have been early ones because you were saying I was in the moto suit, right?
You were in the moto suit when it was the yellow and black suit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first one I went to, I didn't even have the moto suit. I was just like in like khakis.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, let's race. Like plain clothes racing. That was like, pretty common at the time. It was like,
Run what you got.
Somebody showed up in a moto suit, and you're like, I'm about to get smoked by this guy. He's got a suit. Like,
well, I didn't know who anyone was. Like, I knew Matt Deitch, which he won that race that year.
that sounds about right.
And I came down with Avery Wilcox and David Driscoll. I think maybe Joel Millman too. We drove from Michigan.
That sounds like that squad all tracks to me as people who would have been there, but I don't have a specific recollection.
It was I mean, for me, it was a big time. I met Madison Crum there too. But I remember both of y'all were in motorcycle suits, and I was like, who are these dudes? They're like good as fuck. Like, and they're like, like in just like straight up like eBay, like.
Yeah, it was like a Dainese moto suit. Yeah. It's the safest suit I've ever had. You could take it straight to the chest on that thing. Like, you'd be fine. You could crash out however you wanted. It was totally fine.
Well, I distinctly remember you passing me in finals for second and going over the finish line like 50-50 grinding the edge of the road.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like you had it pinned so hard that you just just made it through. There's a video. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
So the only video I ever got of that was like a 2 megapixel like flip phone. Like someone texted it to my flip phone at the time, and I like texted it to like the guys that comment, and I was like, put it on the Instagram. This is a banger. They were like, what is this potato? Like, but yeah, that was wild. Like I remember that I caught a truck on the side of the road. Like it like you could hear it in the video, like clack, like.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, like fully. Yeah,
at least clacked one. I don't know.
It might have been two. It was at least a 5-0, maybe a 50-50.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that I remember that was wild. That was in finals.
Yeah, Matt, like to my knowledge,
like dusted. Yeah,
dusted.
No,
that was like
Matt,
prime Deitch.
He was the first one, I think, that I raced where like it wasn't that race. It was like a path race, I think, where like. We were on a hill that I was like, there was no fear aspect. It was like I could tuck as hard as I wanted. I could skate it as fast as I wanted and not be afraid, and was just getting absolutely dusted. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like how can someone be this much faster? Like where are they getting the pace? And that became a long journey of trying to answer that question of like people faster than me, just like, you know what I mean? And where you're like, you just don't understand. Because I think prior to that, it was always like, you know, you're not even really tucking. Like I was like so afraid to go down the straight that I wasn't even tucking, you know? So it was like, you knew exactly where the pace was. It was like, well, those guys are just way sicker than me. Like they're tucking. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I definitely had some awakening experience with racing with Matt Deitch at like some path race somewhere in like Tennessee, I think.
That question is still, that's always a question I'm always asking. Oh, I know people are just way sicker than me, but I'm like.
But you're like, where it's.
What's the magic? Is there some magic to some of this?
Yeah.
That I don't know about?
It's so brutal trying to answer that question. Like it is like beating your head against a wall. And like, I can't tell you how many times people will tell you like to just tuck in front of a mirror. And I'm like, how could that help? There's no way that my tuck, like you just feel like you've maxed out your tuck. You're like, it must be my body or something. And then you like tuck in front of a mirror for like 6 months. And one day you're like, oh, just do that a little bit, you know, just kind of like shimmy this way a little bit. And all of a sudden you're faster.
Huh. So tucking in front of the mirror.
Tucking in front of the mirror is huge.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Yeah.
You tuck in the front of the mirror?
Sometimes. I do sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
On the Bosu ball.
Yeah.
Well, it's paying off. You quality better than me. Roan.
Yeah, you went off in the qualities. Roan made that Q2 round. That was sick.
It was super fun. It was like, I was really bummed to not have the women's category, but it was a good, fun race regardless.
There could be potential. You might have gotten one of the jailbroken transponders.
Yeah, I got a preloaded transponder. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Stunt Beer is selling jailbroken transponders.
Like, I heard they had a deal on them too.
Low key, my Venmo is popping. allegedly. But
That's awesome. But
um,
yeah, that's great though. Like I love that we met at a Southeastern Showdown. They're still doing that event, and I would really, really like to go back to one.
I haven't been back. I would love to go back.
Yeah.
Your wheels smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't seen any of the videos, like
I've seen the videos.
Yeah. Yeah, your wheels like literally smoke. I wonder if they still smoke, because that was from like some fog seal or something. It's got to have worn off by now. That was like 10 years ago.
It's hard to say. Only one way to find
I
out.
hope they smoke a little.
Only
still.
one way to find out.
It was kind of a heavy hill for like
WDSC Southeast Showdown.
It was kind of a heavy hill, honestly. That was like
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like people from Florida would come to that, and that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
I'm
50
in.
mile an hour straightaway. Like I'm pretty sure you hit like a solid 50.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, maybe quicker. I don't know. I haven't been back in a while, but like with modern suits and tucks and wheels, like
Could be 60. We don't know.
it actually could be. Like there's a real chance. I don't know. I haven't.
How much air braking were you doing?
Like I don't think I was doing a lot of air braking by the last time I went, but I think my tuck was so bad, and I was in a moto. So I don't think I ever made it to that race in like my current, or even the first like NJK, like El Diablo suit. So I don't know. I mean, the way I was tucking at the time was basically air braking. So who knows? Like,
Well, I don't know if does Matt Bartlett do that. We don't really know. I don't know who does that.
I think it's Matt.
Yeah.
Might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Matt.
Well, hey, if you throw that, let me know, because I think it happened this year, and I was in Puerto Rico, I think, or it was the weekend
sick.
after or something.
We should.
I don't know.
I don't remember it all.
We should try to get a group to do like just everyone go to Alabama for the weekend.
Yeah.
We're getting down to Alabama.
Yeah.
Um,
That'd be
What
sweet.
was that one race? I think it was in Georgia.
Oh yeah, the splashdown
Yes.
/ felony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a sick race.
That was a
Touchdown,
great race.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's like
Man, I'm trying to remember who won that race in 2018. Who won that? I'm trying to remember who won that. God, I can't remember.
yeah. Was that? Did I win that year? Did you win that year?
Yeah, I think I did.
Did you? I like don't remember which.
Was that the one where you and Tyler crashed?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you and
'Cause you
you and
did-
Tyler got tangled up.
You did your stand-up slide line.
At splashdown.
I have a video of you doing this.
Why don't you just tell me the story? Because
Okay, I was
clearly I,
trying-
have no memory.
I was just trying to be like I didn't know what was going on, but no.
Dan just didn't want to say that he won.
Well, Tyler, win's a win, but Tyler definitely took you out.
I do remember Tyler taking me out, but I don't remember like the context.
I remember that race. Everyone being very adamant that suits weren't allowed, and then first round, a lot of people crashed.
Oh yeah.
And you
It's
got
ringing a
talked-
bell now.
You got talked out of your suit.
Yeah.
You got talked out of it.
Oh yeah, they were like no suits allowed, and then I got smoked, and I was like, "Fuck, I should have worn the suit, assholes."
You
Like,
took it. I remember you took your suit off specifically for finals. Like you were in it and then took it off and then got smoked.
I respected the game, and look what I got for it.
Like what you get?
This is what happens when you peer pressure people.
Yeah.
Can I have a beer?
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't know. I guess that was the era when suits were like still kind of expensive, but not even. Like, you could get a Zavia suit for like pretty cheap now. The no suit thing.
Can you?
No more no suit. Just you want to race skateboards, get a damn suit, or
It's like the
just
same
lose the
price
race.
as, it's the same price as like 3 sets of wheels. So if you can't.
It's already like, especially in an outlaw like that. Was a dangerous outlaw from what I remember. Like there was signs.
You remember Kevin got smoked by like a sign? Was that year? Or was that the next year?
I think it was like maybe a year prior, but I hadn't been to that hill before, and
Oh come on!
the only thing I knew was that Kevin Kang, nice pop on that.
Thank
Wow.
you. Yeah.
Good pop.
Third tries the charm.
The only thing that I had seen was that Kevin Kang had like hit a sign.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to that outlaw.
No,
Kind of scared.
Yeah, that was like,
That sign is not okay to hit.
honestly, I think that was an era of like, there was definitely a time of outlaw racing where I don't know if we race outlaws like that anymore as much. Like, people aren't really okay with that kind of thing anymore because it was fully like, we weren't backing off at all.
No.
Like, we were like,
Full raging, no safety,
yeah,
like
full race lap. Like, there was
in the middle
no,
of
like,
nowhere,
let's be safe because
like
there's a
4 hours
guardrail.
away from like any hospital, like just
Yeah.
like
smooth brain activity.
not even really
legitimately.
sure the road is legit
Like-
close. It's not really
There's a
close.
Like,
small
we had a
chance that
truck,
there's a
like,
car.
probably parked at the bottom. Like,
In the shutdown.
I don't even know if we must have had walkies,
There must have been walkies, but like,
but not
probably-
like for the rider, like just a walkie at the top to just be like, yep, road closed, like fire it off.
and after that, it's all
No
systems
way
go.
to like communicate that with like the skaters if that were to change. Like
Yeah.
there's no volunteers on the side of
No.
the road to be like,
No, that
"Yo,
was-
there's a car, stop."
That was like outlaw.
I feel like
racing.
now we just do like the knob and like that's like super safe.
Knob is safe, and we
It's
do
like
like
super safe.
Grapevine and we did Shire, which were all both safe.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
That we're not doing like, no, we should race this road top to bottom.
like if there's a slide and a guardrail together in the same corner, maybe you shouldn't be running an
Maybe
outlaw on that. But I don't know. At the same time, like maybe you should. You know. I remember we would get like
Grapevine has guardrails. The Shire has guardrails. Not the part we skate,
Not the part we skate,
but Grapevine does.
yeah, but it's in
It's far
comparison to like
away.
Splashdown, like
Yeah.
that road was kind of hairy.
yeah, like I mean it's like a real road. Like
Like it was pretty dangerous.
I remember that was the era when you could like if you were holding an outlaw, it was like common practice to just get like a couple hay bales, like literally like 3 or 4,
just
and just put them on like 1 or 2 things that looked like, man, okay, if you hit that, you
might die.
you might actually die. So like, let's put 1 hay bale on that.
yeah. There's a hay bale against an I-beam, like in case you hit this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fairly common practice.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
You just like literally would go to like Lowe's and like fit like as many as you could put in like the back of your SUV. You were like, yeah, like hey, we can fit 2 or 3 in there.
Yep, event safe. Super safe, guys. Wow.
2 words, 5 letters. No hay.
No hay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times. So we need more outlaws. I do think that
Absolutely.
we need outlaws to come back.
Circling back, we want more outlaws.
Yeah.
WDSC Outlaw.
Well, like, they did like the Cali Outlaw series. Like that was awesome. That they had a bunch of those series, and that was a great way for like. I mean, I don't know. With the benefit of hindsight, now I'm like, is it a great way for people to get into skateboard racing? It's the most dangerous possible setting to get into it, but it seems like a good way because it's cheaper.
Yeah, you gotta get your feet wet somehow too.
I think that we can have more outlaws with the same like level of like chillness as the knob. Like
Yeah.
Or there's got to be some roads that are like a little bit more like gnarly and like challenging, but still somewhat safe because like they don't have guardrails right next to the road and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a matter
In
of
a
finding
perfect world.
the certain roads that fit that demographic, or
Yeah.
that quota. however you
Yeah,
wanna
or
say it.
like if they're fast, I mean, like that, like the Alabama one's kind of perfect. Like it's fast, but it's mostly fast in a straight line to like a pretty chill one slide situation. And if you blow that slide, I can't remember what you hit, but I don't think it's like catastrophic. You know what I mean?
I feel like I remember it having a good shoulder. Like
Yeah,
Yeah, it has
I
a
think
nice-
it's
it's like a
mostly
grass
fine.
on the
an
shoulder.
apron, if you will, maybe a little knoll,
Yeah,
perhaps.
so like the speed is like pretty much shed off by the time that it would be really dangerous.
I think there's a picture of Madison just ragdolling in the grass.
Well, dude, have you ever seen that picture of me riding the John Harlan meat sled?
No.
Oh,
wait.
dude.
Is it at that race?
Yeah. Dude, it was so bad.
Maybe I have seen it.
Yeah, and it was like 100% my fault, but like at the time in my like 19-year-old brain was like thought it was his fault because he like slowed down more than I did for the corner, and I just like totally took him out from behind, and like fully it was like the meat sledist. Like meat sled. Like I was like on top of
Did
this.
he have leathers on?
We both had leathers
Okay.
on.
Oh,
That's
thank
good.
God.
Yeah. Dude, it's brutal. So yeah, sorry, John Harlan.
I'll have to find that somewhere.
Yeah, it's on like Facebook probably.
Okay.
That's probably the best place to look for it.
I'll do some digging.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah. Outlaw's good. Meat sled bad.
Yeah.
We can go another direction. We haven't even talked about App State yet. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Kind of said your freshman year was. Yeah, we've been going through some stuff.
We're ping pong.
Yeah, we're ping ponging.
On the way over here, we talked about how Adam got his degree. Adam got a degree in blowing your doors off from Appalachian State.
Put that on LinkedIn, dude, please.
Yeah, Ashley came up with that one, and I was like, that is the best resume item I've ever heard. Like, I'm definitely putting that on like Instagram or LinkedIn or something. Like, it's so good.
Wow. That's good. That's fucking good.
Yeah. But
Was App State purely a decision you made based on like downhill? Were you in it deep enough at that point where you were like, you knew that there was a scene already?
So here was the setup basically. I was like, I actually was really stoked on climbing at the time, like almost equal parts downhill and climbing. So I was like, I knew I wanted to be somewhere like with hills. I was not super privy to the scene, but the other thing I knew I wanted to study industrial design. I was like, I'm going to study industrial design. It needs to be in the mountains. And I kind of wanted it to still be like in the South. I don't know why that was like a thing. I guess I just wanted to be like close to home. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, well, like what schools have ID programs that are like in the mountains in the South? And that is actually a very short list. It's just App State. So App State was basically the only school I applied to. I applied to App State and I applied to Auburn. That was like my safety school. It's like in-state, Auburn. I was like, cool. I got a, the school I want to go to, and I got my backup. And then I went and like toured App State, and I was like, definitely sold like immediately. So I went to the, someone had told me, to hit up Will Seal. Like, so one of the like deep South skaters was like, you got to hit up Will Seal. Like, he's a comic guy too. Like he's like, the fastest guy on the East Coast or whatever. Like, you got to hit this guy up. And I was like, cool. And I hit him up, but he was like studying abroad, so I never really heard back from him. He was like in Scotland or something. So, but I like went and I was like, went to the climbing gym to like tour the climbing gym. Mm-hmm. And I saw, someone with a local Bombette shirt, which I like knew their logo from like some Kona events or something. And so I was like, this person like must be connected to the downhill scene. And I was like, yo, like, do you like, my first thing was like, do you know Will Seal? Because that was the only like connection that I knew, only person I knew who was like in the scene at all. And he was like, yeah, that's my roommate. And it was Bailey. It was creamy beige, like chilling in the climbing gym.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, that's my roommate. It's like, oh, tight. Like, like you skate around here? He's like, yeah, I skate downhill. He's like, come out tomorrow. Like, we're skating. And I was like literally just a high school there touring. And, we went out to Victoria because that was the Victoria era when that's all they were skating. And I went out to Victoria and there were like 20 people there. Like this scene was like so deep.
Oh shit!
Like,
big Victoria session.
Huge session.
I would love to go to one of those right now. By the way,
Boone, when we were going to college, there's so many people skating there. It's wild.
That was like
nobody there. Now.
Yeah,
there are a few people skating there, but
I've never lived in my life. I don't think there's a lot of people skating in Colorado, but it's very like, it's more disjointed. But like the Boone scene was deep. But anyway, yeah. So I went to that session and I was like done. Like sealed the deal. Like, this is the sickest downhill scene I've ever seen. And like, yeah, climbing, like, what's not to love?
I mean, so you went to Victoria just on your visit. So you saw the campus and the climbing gym in Victoria.
Yeah, and I was like, done. Like, yeah, you made the sale.
Easy.
When did you like link up with? So was NCDH already chugging along at that point, or was it kind of in its infancy?
I don't think so. I think that came like I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that like my freshman year ish era was like when the logo was made for NCDH. Like, I'm pretty sure that like when I got there in the fall, that didn't exist, and by the time I left that spring, it did.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, because I like learned about skating my like the winter break of my freshman year, and then like NCDH became a thing like right after that.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because it was local bomb it. That was like the
precursor.
Yeah, that was like the kind of the imagery of that scene was the L bomb kind of logo and stuff, and then that was like changing, and so NCDH kind of came out of that, and I'm pretty sure that was the deal. So yeah, really good time to be going to school at App State.
I think that was probably
like maybe the best time.
I think that, I mean, as far as the roads that are available to skate, I mean, you were probably able to skate things that you definitely can't skate now.
I think so.
Were you going to Iggy's at any point? Kong?
Kong, yes. Iggy's, no.
Iggy's, no.
But Kong, yeah. I don't remember why I wasn't there for Iggy's. I think they got big on that like one of the semesters that I was like gone for something. Like, 'cause I was kind of in and out of Boone for like 5 years. I was there for most of the time.
Like
but
they found Iggy's like in the summer, like, because I wasn't there either, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's something like that. Because I don't think I ever actually skated Iggy's. But I definitely skated Kong. And yeah, that's what it is.
Sick road.
Pretty sick road. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those roads too that like it was so funny. Like, everyone you talk to would be like, "Yeah, no, it's blown. No, it's blown. No way. Yeah, you can't skate
that. You can't skate that."
And then you'd go out with the people who were like in the know, and they're like, "Oh no, we're definitely gonna skate a lap on Kong. Like, we're 100% going to Kong today." I was like, "Isn't it blown?" And they're like, "Well, one and done, 2 and through." Like, skated till you get kicked out.
It just takes someone with like more courage, or just straight blatantly lie to you. Like, no, it's chill. Like, I talked to a neighbor, it's chill.
Yeah.
And it's just a straight up lie or something. You're like, oh, that's all I needed.
Yeah. Or just like
say less.
Or it's the classic like, oh no, like, takes the cops too long to get there. And I'm like, you don't know like the like police dispatch like patterns. Like,
that's Madison. You Madison said that.
Yeah, it sounds like some Madison like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't be able to get here that fast.
Yeah, like that. No way. Yeah, we're too far from the precinct. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Jesus.
But I mean, I think they're kind of right too. At the same time, I mean, if you won and done a road, the chances of, come on.
Especially when you call the cops to a different road in the same county.
I heard of that tactic for the first time on this trip, and I was like, that is so illegal.
Don't think anyone has
funny.
tried it, but we should.
That is like some Trailer Park Boys shit or something. I swear, like.
All right, well, here's the question though. Like, to risk your favorite road, to avoid risk getting your favorite roads popped, like, what hill are you gonna tell the cops that people are skating?
Yeah, which road are you gonna throw?
Which road are you saying? Yeah, exactly.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Hopefully something insignificant. Shoals Mill.
Well, it's just like
I was gonna say like Sugar Baby.
Sugar baby. Yo. Oh my gosh.
dude.
Garrett,
R.I.P. El Perro.
what do you mean?
What is El Perro Balone?
I went there like a month ago, like right before the hurricane, and they were like cutting out parts of the road to like pave driveways.
Oh,
So
that was a good road.
it was big. That was a big hit,
I liked skating the road.
dude. El Perro's the best.
Yeah.
What about post-storm? Is that still... Did it get messed up by the storm?
I don't know. I haven't seen it since.
When you're saying cutting driveways out, is the road...
It's getting developed. Oh. They're building houses on it.
We have to be the
That's
only.
like my favorite road ever.
Yeah.
El Perro's sick as fuck.
It's really
Some people
good.
hate on it. I'm like, this is like the...
I always liked El Perro.
It's kind of, to me, like the paradise of Boone. It's not as sick as paradise, but you get that like gated in, like there is someone that lives at the top, but like you don't see them.
It also like it's really pretty much just one corner set. Like I mean, there's the top right, but it's pretty much flat.
Yeah.
Like it's fun, but then it's really just the big like
Just like
right
straight.
banger left thing.
Yeah.
But if you tuck into that, it's like actually pretty gnarly. Like I like
It is.
smoked
I-
myself off
I-
the side of that road.
honestly,
trying to tuck into that.
Have only full tucked that road like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Like it's just like unnecessary.
I don't think I can claim to have ever full tucked that road.
Well,
I definitely have like
stood out.
tried
Yeah.
and like absolutely bended into the woods. Like all the way into the woods.
You'll go like airborne. You'll like.
I think I was there for that session.
I think you were too. I was trying out my new leathers for the first time. Like it was the first time I bought like custom leathers, and I was like full tuck into Perro, just like straight into the woods.
Smoke your new suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta break the curse.
Yeah, I got like grass stains on it. Like everything, like the white stretch panel is like green from like sliding over so much grass.
God.
I mean, that's a banger. What else? What was your favorite road? Like, what were you hitting in Boone?
My favorite roads were, I would skate Perro alone. If it was just me, I would skate Perro just because it was reasonable to skate it alone. But my favorite roads would have been Beach Mountain Parkway and Clark's Creek. But Beach Mountain Parkway.
Beach Mountain Parkway.
Like
is
honestly,
the best.
like Beach Mountain Parkway. It's not really close. Beach Mountain Parkway was like, I don't know, just so sick. It was like so big and like, wide.
It's like it feels kind of like a pass.
It does. And I actually really, and like we can talk about Colorado skating like later or whatever, but like I actually really love Colorado skating. I love like big mountain, like big pass skating.
Oh yeah.
And like Beach Mountain definitely had that feel. And like, it's just like tucking into like banging sweepers and stuff. It was just really rad. I always liked that kind of skating. Still do.
That's one of my favorite roads too out there, and they repaved it in like the last couple years.
Did
Dude,
they?
but the storm
the storm.
took some of it out.
I heard about that.
Hopefully they
It's
just
got-
like patched it really good, and it's not like a horrible pavement change.
Did it take out like the pavement or like the whole like you know what I mean?
Like-
They have to build a bridge. You know what I'm saying?
It looked like towards the bottom, like, you go through that like really fast left sweeper, like down past the pins. You're hauling ass, and then like after that, like there's just like just like a 10-20 foot gap.
Yeah,
Where like
and it's like deep.
gone.
It's like they're gonna have to. Yeah.
Fuck.
But they'll probably patch it up nice. They have to.
It's a high volume road. I expect they'll get a good fix on it, but
What do you think about that road as potential for a race on ever?
I don't know. I would need to like skate it again. Honestly, I haven't skated it now in like
I think-
5 years, but
I think it would be sick.
probably.
I think it'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah, but chances are it would be sick as fuck.
It'd be like cool to film too, because it's like pretty. Like there's trees, but it's pretty open.
It is pretty open.
I think it would be hard to close down though.
Yeah, there's a ton of driveways and neighborhoods on it.
Yeah,
It'd be like like a Devil's Peak kind of situation where people are just log jammed. Like, I need to get up this road. Like,
Yeah.
so.
But Beach
hey.
Mountain was pretty receptive to an event, so.
All right. So. I remember distinctly when I was living in Boone, you owned an ambulance that you beeped in as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the ambulance, because that thing was pretty badass.
Okay, so the ambulance. So my summer after my sophomore year of college, I was like working at a summer camp, and I was just like not ready to go back to school. And I don't know, I like gone through like a breakup and stuff or something, and like I don't know, it's just not really in a good spot mentally. I was just like, I'm not really. School was like really stressful. Like the industrial design program was really like actually really really taxing. We were doing like like 60-hour straight pushes overnight, double overnight kind of shit. And anyway, long story short, I was just like not trying to go back to school right away. I did want to go back, but not right away. And so I was like, cool, I'm gonna take some kind of trip. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to. I think the initial plan was New Zealand. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like book a flight and go to New Zealand. And then my best buddy Reed was like, well, like I'm pretty down to like not go back to school next year, but like I can't. Like New Zealand's not gonna work for me, just financially, whatever. Like it's just not gonna happen. Like, why don't we just get a van and we'll just do like a US thing? And I was like, sick, let's do it. And this dude, like we've been best friends since like the 3rd grade, so this is a pretty dialed setup. We knew this was probably gonna go well. And so we like sold our cars and bought an ambulance on Craigslist. And
So this is a joint venture.
Yeah, we both sold our cars, we pooled our money, and we bought a Ford E350 6-liter turbo diesel high top ambulance. Lights and sirens all worked. All that stuff was functioning. But still had like the cabinets in it too. So we built bunk beds in it in the back, like little twin bed bunk beds. And we set up like a internship with Comet. And shout out Jason at Comet for like signing all the paperwork for me to get my required internship for school, like on paper. And so that I wouldn't, because the deal was we would both lose our scholarships if we like just left for a year. But we had like a required internship program, so
Don't mind me, I'm just screwing the chair up.
So we were like, oh fuck it, we'll just do this internship. And so Jason like found some menial tasks for us to do at Comet for like a month or something. Anyway, so we bought the ambulance, and like we don't have to go through like the entire path, but I think when you saw it, it probably would have been on the way back through. I can't remember. There's a couple ends of the trip. Towards the beginning and towards the end, I was in Boone for a little bits of time, and beeped in that thing.
Dude, you picked me up and brought me to a party before.
And for the listeners who don't know what beeping is, I guess I guess Boone didn't have Uber or a taxi or anything. No. This was way before a town like Boone would have had a thing like that. And so there was a Facebook page, and it was $2 a head, flat rate. Like, no matter how far it was $2 per person in the car.
You would just post, if you were beeping, you would just post your phone number on this Facebook page, and people would call you or text you and be like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
Pick me up. I have like 3 people or whatever.
Yeah, and you could like accept or deny it or whatever. And I was like, man, I could beep a shit ton of people in this thing. And so we would beep like a lot of people. Like we would, like, I think at one point we packed like 18 people into the van. And I did it with
for those at home, that's $36.
Yes. Which at the time was good. Like a fucking sick amount of money. Like,
oh yeah. Big time.
Like,
and once you get to the party, you take, most of the time you take people away from it too.
Yeah.
So
like, no joke, that like at that time, $36 was 36 days worth of food.
Oh my god!
Like, no, we were budgeting $1 a day for food for like most of the trip. So it was a huge haul. Like, yeah, we got kicked off the beeper page.
How?
Well, we were also selling shots out of the back.
Okay, I might have been included in this. That's starting to ring a bell.
We had like a handle of Fireball. And wasn't even with Reed. This was with Mariah. Do you remember Mariah Lowry?
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah, anyway, me and Mariah like sold. She was the face of the shots operation, and I was like the driving operation. And she would pour up shots in like little plastic cups. Like she had little tiny plastic cups and like a handle of Fireball, and yeah,
running a nice little operation on the side
it's
here,
a good
eh?
operation.
A little ambulance.
It was a good deal.
And who's gonna suspect an ambulance is full of kids drinking Fireball?
Drunk children.
I mean, it was like an unmarked ambulance, but
Hey,
fuck it.
yeah, I wanted to bring that up because that's pretty sick. What happened to the ambulance? Dude, just
Sold it. Yeah.
I actually got to take the ambulance on a trip too. I took it to DC.
Yeah,
I lost the keys of it. I'm sorry, Adam.
Yeah, I left it in I don't even know where I left it, but I left it somewhere in Boone for the entire summer.
I think you just left it at your house. I think that's where we picked it up.
I don't think I had a house. Oh,
The one across the street.
Fairfield.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't know. I left it somewhere while I went on Euro Tour that year. And then I came back. And I don't know, like, I co-owned it with Reed. And I don't know what the plan was. But, like, we had to sell it. And, like, I didn't have a plan for a car afterward. My brother ended up giving me a car.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. And, like,
that's when you got the Trailblazer?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so that worked out super well. But I had no plan up until then. And I came back and I was like, I guess the plan was just to, like, sell the ambulance and then, like, use half of the money, because Reed would have had the other half, to buy, like, some total shit box. But
Just like a scooter, maybe. Whatever you get your hands on.
I didn't really
You
like.
don't, like, strictly need a car in Boone. Like, 100%, like...
That's
like
true.
Helpful.
Yeah.
But like you don't strictly need one. Especially where that house was.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're in college anyway. Like if you're an adult, you really want a car.
Yeah.
What about Shinerun? Let's talk Shinerun.
Shinerun.
Let's just... Should we just...
Shinerun.
I mean, how many Shineruns have you done? I feel like you've been on a few.
Probably 5.
Fuck.
I feel like you might have the most shine runs out of anyone.
Oh wait, no. It would have to be 4, because I would have been gone for 2018. So 4. So 15, 16, 17, 19. 4. Which
was 8.
18,
It
you
may
all
not
came
even
to
have-
We
like
went to the
Asheville.
beach. Yeah,
And
we
came to
went to Asheville. We went to the beach. That one was really fun. The
I
beach
missed
one
that
was
one.
super sick.
So 4 Shineruns. I wonder... Hey, if you're listening, how many Shineruns have you been on? Because that's... I mean, that's a decent
I think I've
amount.
also been on 4.
let's go.
So you're tied?
Let's go.
Go.
Tied.
That was 2017. 2018, I only did like the day we went to like Camp Shitty. So it's like, it doesn't really count.
Were you at that neighborhood run? It's like
Not ringing a bell.
that neighborhood.
I did
run
like
in North Carolina.
I did like yeah.
Well, we only skated a couple of them on that specific occasion. But it's like you go in and there's like an intersection right, and then it's like hairpins.
Oh yeah, I was there for that.
What is that road called? I've never known the name of it.
Wait, is that Coliseum?
That sounds right.
Yeah. There's like a roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Coliseum.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there for that, and yeah, we went to Caroline. I think that was Shine. Fuck, maybe I'm just making shit up. But anyways,
I'm pretty sure that's 2018 because
Okay.
we went to the beach that year.
I'll take a half on that. I've been to 1.5.
Dude, Shinerun is the best. Like that first year, like when we had the van, we like rented like a big red van, and they made like the challenge booklets that year. Like, did y'all ever see those? They were like really dialed. Like, the challenge booklets were
legit,
extremely legit.
I saw it one recently, like floating around Bailey's basement. I was like,
yo,
dude, look at this. Like, it's like folded down and like,
yeah.
There was so many things on that list.
There was a lot of things. There was a lot of things on that list.
There was some funny ones in there. I'm like,
yeah. There was some really good. One of my personal favorites was Ashley doing the urban rodeo. Do you remember that?
Urban rodeo.
Urban rodeo in Pigeon Forge.
Lexington? Oh my god.
Ashley, like,
Tell
so
me more.
urban rodeo is where you find a complete stranger and you jump on their back and see how many seconds you can ride.
That day it was like raining and we went to the like moonshine like store.
Like,
they didn't know you were jumping on them?
Were you on my team,
no,
Adam?
like you just like
No,
you just find a stranger and like jump on their back and see how long you can go.
I'm pretty sure it was like a teenage boy or
Yeah,
something.
I think so.
Like,
I think so.
I was like,
Going
he's
after
not
a minor? That's fucked up.
It's so funny. Yeah. I think we were on the same team. We would have had to have been because I was definitely like in your ear, like you should definitely jump on somebody's back. Like you can. Get
I'm the
away
one
with
that can get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No
need
doubt.
these points.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time, I'm pretty sure I was also a teenage girl. For everyone listening at home, I was 19, so he was probably like 17 or something.
It was pretty funny though. It's like still a stranger, like riding them for as long as you can.
What was your time?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, a few seconds.
We just had to get a clip of it.
Incredible. Did y'all win that year? What year was this?
Yeah, I won. Well, I can't. I got the most points every year. I got DQ'd one year because I lost the booklet.
Oh, that is a DQ.
Which, so I can't say that I won every year, but
I think that was the year that you were on my team.
That I lost the booklet.
Yeah.
That was tragic.
Yeah.
I was like legitimately heartbroken.
No, that was actually kind of bullshit because we really tried.
It was like not close. Like and to be clear, and I'm gonna flex this, it has never been close. Like we have always smoked the opponent on Shinerun, except for the year that I lost the booklet.
Well,
it's like you Adam looks at the challenge list and is like, and I took that personally.
Yeah, it like is that cruel? Like
the donuts one, that one always sticks in my mind.
the 12 donuts,
yeah,
and then immediately getting the challenge was eat a dozen donuts, slam dunk. Okay, dozen donuts. We picked them up. This was like at the tail end of the trip, and I was just like checking off extra points.
Driving like to the parking lot in Boone to like unload everything.
And I had 12 donuts finished, but from the drive-through at Krispy Kreme to the Fairfield parking lot, I had them all done. Like that was no problem. But we got out to unload the car, and I got hit with a liter bat.
And icing was points on that trip. Like you got points for icing someone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you eat a dozen Krispy Kremes that fast? Did you smash them together? What's your tactic?
No, just one by one, dude.
One by one?
Yeah, straight down the hatch.
That's-
I mean, well, when they're hot, the first six
don't
were
even
done.
notice.
Like by
You
the
don't even
time
notice.
we pulled out of the Krispy Kreme lot, I was like, bam, 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 bam. And then I like slowed down for the ones on the way, like down, Main Street. Like,
Drive slow.
yeah.
Wow, incredible. I like how we're like, Shinerun, you're like, nothing about the skating. I'm just going in for the challenge list.
All I remember is the challenges, man. Yeah.
The skating was so sick though.
The skating was actually insane.
The first one that I went on, 2016, we start out at Cannes with the Southeast Slayers that are there at the session. So it's like a 28-person session. Like, just like, that's the first time I ever met Tyler Hunt.
Oh, wait, this is also the year that you skated
Janitor.
Janitor.
First open road ever. on first open road and first fresh wheels I ever skated.
Ashley,
How did that go?
It went
it
perfect.
went great.
Good. Thank
Yeah.
God.
I remember being in the car for it and being like, should we like encourage this? Because you were like really new to skating.
Yeah.
Like
I
had
like
started
don't
that year.
think I made it down can without
There's no
without
way.
like going off the road.
I don't at that
on the
time.
trip,
Yeah,
yeah.
because if you were cruising down Cam, we wouldn't have been worried about janitor.
No.
Yeah.
No. I was flying off the road.
Like you could slide though.
No, I could slide, but
Yeah, but, like,
it didn't
just learn.
always like stay on.
Like,
didn't
had-
always keep it on the
Had
road.
learned in the last like couple months, probably, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, so I learned how to slide. Okay, so that would be spring of 2016, and I learned how to slide in like fall of 2015.
Yeah. Okay. So she's 6 months out of learning how to slide, and Janitor's like a 50-mile-an-hour like highway bomb.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably 50 mile an hour if you're tucking, but I was not.
Fair enough, but
it was still like
you don't claim it by how fast you went. You just tell them how fast the road is and that you were there.
50, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like driving down there. I actually haven't skated Janitor before because it's just like there's like I take that road back from. Well, actually, Janitor's probably actually gone now from the storm. But
Do you think
it looks fast as fuck.
Do you think Rocky is okay? Because I feel like we should take Harry to Rocky.
Yeah, we have. So, have you heard about this? The 27 runs thing. Harry Clark is turning 27 on Thursday.
I wouldn't even try and go to that area at all.
And we're gonna try to skate 27 runs for his 27 different roads for his 27th birthday.
I wouldn't even try that zone. You can't even get to Highway 9. Sorry.
We got a lot of reconnaissance work today.
I know. I'm just letting you know. You can't.
We knew that there would be like roads that we couldn't do.
Do we need to spend? Well, I guess we can talk about this off the pod, but we might need to spend like some time tomorrow, like driving around and figuring out like how we're gonna link this up.
Yeah,
I'll send you some recon. I'll send you some recon.
I know Will knows like a lot about what roads are okay.
Yeah.
But back to Shine Run. Back to Shine Run. Yeah, sorry. We don't have to talk about our... Yeah, we'll talk. Don't put that in. You're speaking of challenges. Actually, I think this is a good time for a guest question.
Oh, God.
I got a guest question from Garrett Gorley. Here goes.
Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and do this. I was calling you for something else, but since it's a voicemail, I was wondering about Adam, and I hear that he's quite the gardener on Shinerun. He had something to do with a flower pot. I'd love to hear more about that.
Did you care to elaborate?
So the flower pot challenge, it goes as what you got to do is you got to plant yourself in the ground. So you dig out like a hole, like a waist deep hole, and you bury yourself in dirt up to the waist, and then you have to water yourself with a 6-pack. And once you're fully watered with a 6-pack, then you can you sprout out of the ground.
You bloom.
You can bloom.
Adam was the only one that did this challenge. I think that what held everyone else back was digging the hole.
Where did you
Adam
come
was
up
the
with
only
that?
one down to dig the hole.
I got it from Reed's fraternity.
Okay, it's just a frat thing. I also remember Mitch Krebs putting his balls on your face too.
No, it was what he was like threatening
maybe
to
not,
pee on me.
maybe not on your face, but
He was threatening to pee on me was the deal, and I was like, I didn't know Mitch Krebs that well,
not yet.
and I was like, Mitch, I like you, and we're friends, and we can still be friends, but we are not going to be friends if you pee on me right now.
Yeah.
Like we are not going to ever be friends if you pee on me right now, dude.
You're quite vulnerable too. You're literally dug in the ground.
Yeah, no, I got pretty stern with him. Like I was not nice about it, and he backed off, and we're still friends.
I knew something happened with Mitch, and I can't remember what.
But, that was the deal.
Yeah, Mitch was naked.
Yeah, all the
Which
time.
was pretty normal, but he normally wasn't threatening to pee on people.
That was definitely Naked Mitch era. That was with the cabin that he like invited the neighbors down.
and he was like naked in the hot tub, and they were like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Dude, that hot tub
Yeah,
was disgusting.
yeah.
I went in the first day and never touched it again.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. Yeah. Wow. Whew.
Yeah,
Just
but yeah, man. The first year Shinerun where we went to Velzyland, that was really good. That was like, I don't know. We always went south after that, which was like dope. Like Flexington's awesome, but the Velzyland one was really sick because like none of us had ever skated those roads before. Like Madison scoped them on like a job. I mean, I guess the first year of Flexington we hadn't skated those either, but I don't know. The Velzyland was like all like, it was a bunch of open like double yellow, you know, grip run. Not all grip, but like grip and slide. Like, you know,
yeah, a couple
it was
slides
like
here
that
and there.
style. Yeah, not like neighborhood style. And we went to Mordor, Leicester, and
I feel
Velzyland.
like that style of skating was like appropriate for everybody on that trip, like at the time, and so everyone
Yeah.
was like skating really, really close together.
Yeah.
Which was so sick.
Yeah, it was really rad. Like we were like, it was like pack runs and tucking, and yeah, that was a trip. That was the first trip I met Will Seal, and he had like on one of the first runs we did, he like, we were coming into like a left-hander, and he's goofy, so it was toe side for him, and he like missed the corner entirely, and like was headed to a guardrail, and just like kicked his board out, and so like he's facing uphill, right, and he kicks his board out, flips over to his back, and just like tucks his chin, and like sent it under the guardrail, and then like grabbed onto a tree before he like went off of something, and I was like, what's crazy is my first thought was not, damn, that's crazy. My first thought was, because I was so new to like skating big roads like this, I was like, oh, that's how you deal with the guardrails. Like, that's just what you do.
No.
And in hindsight, it's like psychotic behavior.
He literally almost just deleted it himself.
He literally just like tucked his chin and like coffined under the guardrail.
So scary. That's so scary. Have you ever done that before?
Fuck no. No, I've never done
I
that.
have gone through a guardrail.
You've gone
like
through
that
a
before.
guardrail?
Not like coffin style, but I have gone like under a guardrail.
No, I have never gone under a guardrail.
I can't say I have. I've gone
No.
into one.
Just once though.
It was an extremely gangster move. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah, so yeah, 2016 you're going up there, 2017 Flex.
That was 2015.
Or 2015.
Your
Oh,
first one,
yeah,
your
sorry,
first
sorry.
one was 2015.
Yes.
My first one was 2016.
Yes.
But he's talking about 2015.
I was the Velzyland was 2015.
okay. What was 2019?
Flexington.
Yeah.
Back to Flex.
2019, it was an abbreviated Shine Run. It was only like a long weekend.
Yeah.
And it was like me, Adam, Ed, Jesse, Garrett, Pat. I think that might have
Sounds
been.
about right.
I think that might have been it.
Abbreviated Shine
Oh,
Run.
Cole Crimmen was there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's just
abbreviated.
It's just a weekend
It,
trip.
it snowed the day we got there, so we just got drunk in the cabin, and then we skated runs like the day we left. I feel
Yeah, it was a chill one.
Yeah.
It was a very chill
it was
one.
really fun though.
I actually
had a great
think
time.
all of them were Flexington after the first one
After the first
that I went on.
Yeah.
I think it was all Flexington trips.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Which,
the
I
one
mean,
where
they
we
were
went, the one
bangers,
where we
but-
went to the beach. I don't. We did go.
Well,
to,
yeah, there was
we
that one,
did-
but I wasn't there for that one.
We did go to the. I think we did go to Flexington for like at least a little bit,
Oh, okay.
which actually is kind of crazy because we drove to the beach.
That's like way out of the way.
It's like the opposite
No,
way.
we must have not gone because we went to the Knob and then we went to the beach and then we went to Asheville, but maybe we ended up in Tennessee at the very end. I honestly don't remember.
I don't know. Those were cool though. I feel like I was like living out my like my skates giving dreams.
Yeah.
Because like I was like
Yes.
those slightly predated like when I was, you know, like I was skating downhill at that time, and I think even riding for Comet for some of that time, but not like it was like flow. Like it wasn't. They weren't going to be like, hey, come up from Alabama. You know, like I wasn't plugged in like that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so those always look like really cool trips. And then the Shine runs, we were like doing the same
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, skating a lot of the same roads.
Bring it back. Someone else has
Bring
to
Shinerun
organize
back?
it. Yeah, someone else has to organize it though.
I think they should.
I feel like we should just do it like, but not for like spring break. You know what I mean? Like just do it at a different time of year
it's
where
kind of
like
a
kind
bad
of
time
makes
to do it,
more
actually.
sense because it's so cold.
It is.
We only did it at that time because
everyone was in college.
Were
It
on
was like
spring break.
college.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like spring break. It was spring
yeah.
break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it.
We'll get this in the works.
Dude, I get a week off every 2 weeks. Like I can definitely book one out for a Shinerun.
Wow, yeah, you're
Pretty easy.
I'm in.
you're clocked in.
Yeah, like that's
Adam's in.
We
definitely
just have
make
to
that
start a
happen.
group message at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
Yeah, we'll get Madison Crum on the
Plus, we have
on
like,
the line.
We
and
have
stuff.
jobs now. We can afford to like rent a van.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could get like a pretty
we
decent.
put our money together and rent a van. It's actually not that expensive. Turns out when you're not in college,
Get a fucking
like
sick.
10 people together in a van. It's like
Yeah. You're like,
Pretty
damn,
cheap.
that sounds like it's gonna be
Get a
like,
sick Airbnb too.
yeah.
But I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, what
Gonna
else you
keep
got?
it moving here. You brought up Will Seal and you skating together. You have a kind of a classic now, if you will. The Slaughterhouse doubles run down meat camp.
Yeah.
Pretty rad.
That was unquestionably my favorite video that I've ever filmed. Like, it was, I mean, other than some of the high school ones, like with my dad, were pretty cool because I was like filming it with my dad. But like, as far as like downhill videos, you know, properly that were filmed like in college and thereafter, like, I actually only filmed like 3, but that was my favorite one.
Who filmed it? Was it Phil?
Yeah, the normal boy, like Tej and Phil, I think were both there, and then Bailey drove follow car.
Do you know?
They had somebody else there too. Tristan, I think, helped film it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Shout out Triz, dude.
yeah, they
Hey,
hooked it
Triz,
up.
shout out.
But yeah, that was a really, really fun one to do. And like Will, dude, like I didn't know Will that well at the time, and I know him really well. Like we live together, you know, we live in the same area now, and I see him all the time, and like we ski together and stuff. And it was very like Will, like super dry sense of humor when I asked him, like, we were filming for it, and I was like, should we wear leathers? Like thinking this is kind of dangerous, and we're like hauling ass. And he was like, and he said it like the exact same way he would say it now. He was like, no, I was thinking we just wear like a Dickies. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, let's go like 60 with jeans and a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
What was the follow car? Do you remember what was behind you?
Or is this a trick? Like, do you know?
No, I don't know, but what do you know? Do you remember?
I think it was like a Nissan Leaf.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was like an electric car.
Wait,
Like-
was this when Bailey was doing the electric car thing where he was like, we need an electric car taxi in Boone? Oh my God.
I believe
That
so.
makes that
and I'm
so
pretty sure that's
insane.
what he filmed it in. Yeah.
I only ask because I've seen over the years like GoPro mounts on the hood of like certain people's cars that you're like, dude, this is like a Rav, like Bailey has a RAV4 with a GoPro mount on the hood, or he did. And you're like,
Oh,
were you
God.
follow car filming with this?
No, it wasn't in the RAV4. Though we did film, I think the Crunchberries video was filmed in Tej's like 97 Civic.
Oh my gosh. So it was like green maybe? or
Which,
something, or
but
blue?
like honestly, it shows. Like
You
in
can
the
tell.
video, like the follow footage is like, it's not the tightest follow footage. Like he's pretty far off,
Oh my gosh.
which is good. You
It
know?
is good.
It's good.
Better than the other way around.
Yeah, but no, I think we filmed that with like some. I think it was the electric taxi thing.
I love that.
But yeah, man, that video was so much fun. We did like 3 laps, and we were both like, "Did we do it? Like, are we? You know, we neither of us wanted to be like, oh, are you like, can we fucking
stop
be
doing
done,
this,
please?"
please?
And like the third one, we were like, I was like, yeah, no, I think we got some pretty good clips, right? Like, you know, I think we probably got it. And he was like, yeah, I think we got it. I'm like, thank God, dude. We have to be done doing this now. This is terrifying.
I mean, you guys are like tucking next to each other, like there's a lot of driveways on that road also.
There's so many. And like I didn't even like it's like 19-year-old brain where I was just like, what driveways? Like
Yeah.
it's fine. Like you could see somebody pulling out. You would just pindy.
That's where
Just simply stop.
Yeah, no, like I watched that video now and I'm like, I would not skate that now. I don't think.
I haven't skated it in a while. I
Yeah.
would, I guess. I don't know.
It's really not that bad without the driveways. Like the road itself is like it's a 60-mile-an-hour chicane, which on Cal 2s was kind of tricky, but like
Yeah, can we talk about both of your setups on that video?
yeah.
Do you know what Will was riding?
He got on SCOAs, but this was probably before that. We were probably both on. I'd have to ask him. I'm pretty sure I was on. Oh, we weren't on Cal 2s. I think it was Cal 1s. I think I was on 44 Cals.
Symmetrical.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's the way they came, There's a chance it was the liquid. I got some liquid trucks later, but I'm pretty sure that was later. I'm pretty sure this was 44 Cals. I don't know what Will was on. At best, 180 SCOAs, but probably not.
What kind of wheels are we talking?
Shit.
Were you riding rads at that point? No, probably not.
Maybe. Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on rads for most of the Mount Jefferson races, and this was like around that era. So yeah, probably white rads. Probably white rads.
Classic.
Comet Voodoo DH for
And
sure.
he was probably on hogs.
And he was on hogs because he was like riding for hogs at the time. Yeah, he would have been on hogs, and both on the Voodoo DH with like full 180s and stuff. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that was the time we were trying to make we had talks of like trying to make our own trucks at the time, and we spent like maybe 2 hours I had like my first like college class CAD program, and I was like, yeah, we can design trucks. Like it's only going to take like a couple hours.
Dude, all you gotta know is like the radius.
We were going to call them with the Dales with like the E was going to be a 3. And we were going to cast them out of like melted beer cans, and they never came to fruition, but we still talk about it.
It could still happen.
It could still
It
happen.
could still happen.
This is only going to take 2 hours.
There was an ongoing joke that they would only turn left too, like that we would have we would like weld it so that you had like some piece that stopped it from turning right, so they could like literally only turn left. CAD files were made.
Wow. If you
Yeah.
ever just have some free time, just make those and just see if someone's willing to ride them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like roads that you can actually get away with it.
I'd have to find one. Only laps.
I'll think about that.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it.
Let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe this is a good time for another guest question. I should just start firing away here.
Cool, let's do it.
Yeah. I actually got a guest question from Will Seal for you, so here goes.
Oh, no way.
Yo, what up, Adam? Before I get into a question, I just wanted to put on record for everyone listening. This dude right here, Adam Westfall, is the hardest working dude on the race circuit. I mean, he is a workhorse. I've never seen anyone grind so hard in the gym or pushing up lookout pre-dawn with a headlamp. It's really inspiring. All right, now for a question. And this is completely or pretty off topic. But, so you got 1 year. What pro athlete, soccer, rugby, street skater, football player, basketball player, what pro athlete could you train up and get on a podium in 2026? That's it. Now bring Daddy that cup.
Street skater, no question. And I don't think it would even be that hard.
I feel like he
Totally honest.
I feel like he wants you to like name someone.
Oh shit.
But
Oh.
maybe I might have misunderstood
I
the
thought
question.
he was just asking which sport. Okay, if I've got to name an actual person.
Dude, I feel like someone that hits like mega ramps could skate.
Oh, that's a good point. But I don't know any like modern mega ramp skaters. Like young mega ramp skaters.
God, I'm going to get roasted in the comments now. I don't know. It's mega ramp skaters.
Does
There's not that
anybody
many
know
of them.
Does anybody know that?
I feel, honestly, and maybe this is a cop out, it's kind of the low hanging fruit, but it's probably Nyjah.
True.
Yeah.
Like if I can't do any research and I just have to pick one, because like you got to pick somebody who's going to be down to like train. You know what I mean? Somebody who's going to be down to like totally
Go all in.
focus. You know what I mean? And so I feel like Nyjah's got that. You know what I mean? Like he's locked. Like you don't want like, because you could probably pick like a really good like San Francisco like hill bomber, but like they're not. You know what I mean? Like you don't.
They're not gonna like go do like push. Like I mean, maybe they don't even need push.
Yeah, you need someone who's going to do some like miserable shit. Yeah, honestly, the push training is probably not even going to be that relevant. Like they're going to be fine on that.
Yeah, they'll be fine on that.
Yeah, just training like tucking and stuff.
Yeah, the tuck is tricky.
But yeah, I mean outside of street skating, because I feel like street skating to me is the first by a lot. Outside of that, I don't know. I'm torn between like ski racing and like surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about just like a 7-foot tall person, just like on a
Just
skateboard,
like let's see
just
what this guy can do.
what could he do?
We've never had anyone that shape
Yeah.
Or like a
try to race.
like a football player,
But you ever seen
like 280.
there's like some football players that are like freak athletes, like so good. But every now and then you'll see somebody who is a freak athlete and you see them stand on a skateboard and you're just like, holy shit. Like they can't stand on it. Like they, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it just doesn't equate.
yeah, like
Balance
something
isn't-
doesn't compute and they just, you know, like will be an elite athlete that just like literally cannot stand on a skateboard. So
I like this little avenue we just went down.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, that's a fun side quest. And thanks Will for the kind words on working hard.
I'm still thinking of mega ramp, like, because they go like they're going like 40, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like off the
We
ramp.
had this conversation like on the U-Haul at Roan Mountain. Someone was saying like, I think it was Danny Way said that he was doing like 55 on the mega ramps, which cannot fucking be true. That is no way. That's
I
true.
think that can't
Because
be.
I-
You would go
55 is absurd.
55 is
There's no way.
insane, and I know that he's bullshitting because Danny Way also at one point broke the like sketching speed record, and it was like 70, which is not that much faster than 55, and he was on like he looked terrified, like he was on like a longboard with like moto leathers like rigged up. You know, and I say longboard, like he was on like a long like board.
Yeah, on like indies.
Yeah, and like holding on to like a car like a racetrack, and I was like, if that's only 15 miles an hour faster than the speed that you're telling me you're doing like
On a
backside
On a ramp.
360 kickflip melon grab, like there's no fucking way. That doesn't make any sense.
We're calling you out, Danny Way.
Danny Way.
We're calling you out right now.
I'm calling you out. You're not going 55 on that mega ramp. That is so bullshit.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah.
So anyway, that said, I do think you could get a mega ramp skater to go hard on the race circuit. But if you ever watch like a really good street skater learn how to slide, and it takes like all of
like 10 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like the third try.
Oh yeah. I got
Like they're just like, oh, just lean over a little more. It'll just kind of go, you know?
Yeah. And you're like,
It'll go.
damn.
You're like, damn.
Still
It
can't
took
do
me
that.
longer.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a while. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Wow. Where to go now? I mean, you know, you brought up the Dale trucks, you know, and you recently got a new suit, but you've been rocking the 3 on your suit for a while.
Yeah.
Do you think it gave you special powers? And also, why don't you have the 3 anymore?
So it definitely gave me special powers, which is probably why I didn't podium this weekend. But no, I wish I had like a fun answer, but the reason I don't have the 3 is because the company that I got my leathers from now, or I got this suit from, doesn't do screen print patches. They only do sewn on patches, which are at this point obsolete in terms of they slow you down too much.
Too slow.
Which is crazy that we're at that level where like a small leather patch is enough to like make a difference, but it does make a difference. So I do want to get some patches. I want to get some screen printed patches on there, and I want to get the 3 on there and some other stuff. But for now, it is what it is. This is what they had available. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just get it the way it comes. So
because you had a nice like third 3 for Dale kind of streak going.
I did,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah, turkey and soldiers, and
I thought
would have been nice to do this one too.
Maybe
3 for Dale, 3 for
three threes.
But yeah, but by that logic, maybe I should put like a 1 on there.
I was gonna bring that up to you. Like, what about
Yeah, could. Nobody else has a number,
1?
so they're all available. Yeah, I don't know why.
You guys, if you don't know, you can just put a number on your suit. No one's gonna say anything.
Almost free, depending on who you get your suit from.
Why don't we have numbers?
It's a great question. I have no idea.
Like every other racing sport, the numbers are a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
wait, did MotoGP has numbers?
Yeah, totally.
Like motocross, NASCAR.
I can't think of a single race that doesn't have numbers.
And it's like identifies you. Like,
I mean, you get numbers like in a lot of race registrations, but it's like a tiny little sticker on your helmet. It's like a rego number, not like a.
How do
it's
you
not like your number.
How do you like choose numbers? I guess that's maybe not relevant, but
like in racing.
Now I'm curious. Yeah, how you can be like, I want 12, but
well, for downhill right now, it's wide open right now.
Yeah, for downhill, it's just I'm 3. Y'all pick whatever you want.
I think
y'all can have the rest.
Yeah. I mean, Max is like 00, right? Max Caps. He always gets the 00 like transponder. Do you know about this?
No, I don't know about this.
I don't know how.
Does he like specifically ask for it?
Yeah, no, they like set it aside for him.
What?
This is like totally a thing. Like there's like if you go to like I don't remember like which timing system it is, but like it's widely known that he gets 00 with one of the timing systems.
Is it jailbroken?
Obviously. Yeah.
Huh. No kidding.
I don't know.
Didn't
I don't know
know
how
that.
he convinced them to do that. They don't hold the 3 for me.
Yeah, where is your 3?
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
but
I mean, you're obviously holding down 3.
But yeah, I would like to get a 3 on the leathers and some other logos and stuff. It looks a little plain right now, but
we need to bring numbers into the game because it would just look so much more racier. I think.
We just need we need to find the right place to put them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the back is like.
I feel like maybe thigh, or calf.
But if it's WDSC, both of those spots are covered now.
Yeah, they cover everything. Your thighs and your shins.
Yeah. They really did some sponsors dirty with that one. But I mean, honestly, you could put it on your butt.
Yeah.
Like, so you see it in tuck.
Yeah.
You could.
Or
Helmet.
Shoulder, maybe.
Maybe shoulder, like a little shoulder.
Yeah.
Cover that.
We could find a way.
Visor.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let us know if you're listening. What do you think? Yeah. Just wanted to touch on that, and also, I don't know what's Fishbone Frank. What's going on? Who is he? Is that your alter alias?
My alter ego.
Alter ego.
Yeah, so it depends on who you ask, but if you ask my nephew, it's just my name. It's just Uncle Fishbone. Like he doesn't know my name. If you ask my summer campers, depending on the age, when I was a summer camp counselor, I'm sure they figured it out by now. But I had some of the younger ones convinced that it was because I was raised by wolves, and that's what the wolves named me.
These poor kids.
These poor kids, dude. Yeah, I told him, I was like, yeah, no, like, you know, it's actually not that uncommon. Like, you know, you hear about people raised by wolves. It's because they're very pack oriented. You know, like they'll take you in. You know, like kids get raised by wolves sometimes.
Okay. I think my dad told my sister that too, and she was a kid. So.
Yeah, my niece and nephew are not old enough yet to like understand that story, but they're gonna probably get some version of that, which is gonna be very confusing for them because they know my parents quite well. The grandparents are very much in the picture. So.
That'll be a good story when they're like older.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you had me convinced that you were raised by wolves.
Yeah.
I believe you. Wow.
Yeah. So, Fishbone Frank, the legend lives. It's just, just is what it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why don't you wear an arrow lid? What's going on?
Primarily for safety.
Everyone else is doing it.
Everybody else is doing it. Yeah. TSG is like a fully certified helmet. Like they go through testing. There's some level of quality control. I don't know that a New Olders isn't safe, but I don't know if it is safe. It's probably fine. And it's not the fairings. I'm not one of these like, oh, it's going to break your neck type things. It's just, I have no idea they don't have any type of certification, which a lot of these certifications are actually pretty dicey. The more you look into them, like the things you have to do to maintain certification are actually pretty limited. Like you don't have to do much. So depending on the cert, yada, yada, they're not that legit, whatever, but like they have some level of jurisdictional like certification. You know what I mean? They have sent it in for some testing to see what different impacts look like and things. And, has like the downhill mountain biking cert, which is a pretty good cert. And no arrow lid currently has that. So I don't know. If I feel like at some point that's the defining like difference in winning a championship, I might consider switching. I haven't seen enough evidence to think that it's faster enough to be worth the lack of safety that I think is possible. Because I have no idea. It could be that they're just as safe, but you really don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. If I see that that's like the hang up at some point, maybe. But honestly, the more we race the kind of tracks we've been racing, the less, like, I don't want to say aerodynamics doesn't matter, but like, I didn't full tuck a single run in Turkey. Not one. In 5 days of skating. So, like, an arrow lid's not going to help. You know what I mean? So, it depends on, like, what we keep racing. And kind of the same at Roan Mountain. Like, most people air braked some amount into the Super Saiyan left, the power left. So, if you're letting up anywhere on the track, then you don't really need the aerodynamic advantage. Take that with a grain of salt, you know what I mean? But like certainly in Turkey, like if you're letting up at like multiple points, it's like, well, you don't need the aerodynamic advantage then. But on some tracks you absolutely do. I mean, there's, you know what I mean? Like if we were still racing Kozakov, like fuck, you definitely need all the aero you can get. So I don't know. They're also just easier to get. Like I can just buy one online and it'll show up at my house like 2 weeks later, or like less, like a few days later even, depending on where you order from. So
what about arrow kits on the board?
That I'm just too lazy to make.
No one had them at. Are you allowed to run them?
Yeah, you're totally allowed to. I
didn't see
just
any.
Falling out of popularity.
Just not worth it. Dumb.
I don't know. It seems worth exploring.
But like, no one had one though.
I know.
No one had one.
No, nobody had one around. Not a single person.
So I guess did that just kind of come and go?
Did you see them at the World Skate Games?
Surely, but I forgot.
I know. Some people definitely had them,
but not the winners did.
I guess like Harry.
I don't think Harry had one. I wonder if they.
And Adrian. Has Adrian ever used one?
Not that I remember. Harry was definitely using one at one point. Dane for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if they work. Max is big into them. They might work. I mean, they should work. Some version of it should work, right? Like, I would think. I mean, there's a lot of dirty air under a board.
My whole thing about that is, I don't know how close they are, but let's say you have a road with cracks, or even a rock, like a piece of gravel or something. Are you gonna plow into things? I always worry about like my board catching things.
I don't
with
think it's like a huge problem.
like that.
I've never heard of it being a problem. I mean, because you gotta have enough clearance that you could turn too, right? Like, because your rail's gonna dip over, so it can't scrape.
Yeah, it seems overkill.
And
to
your
me,
hangers
but
are
maybe
already
it's-
pretty low.
Yeah, they're pretty low already.
I honestly think that the hangers themselves are more of like an air thing than like the space between the wheels. That's what I've heard from people that have done like wind tunnel testing and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
What about bearings? Do you clean your bearings? Do you run fresh bearings? Do bearings matter?
I run fresh bearings almost every race. I just get one set.
One set?
Yeah.
You're running it the whole time?
Pretty
Same
much.
set?
Yeah. Bones, reds. Just get normal bearings. Make sure they're good. Sometimes I'll even go multiple races if they still seem good.
Okay.
But I'm really bad about cleaning them. I don't clean them.
I've never cleaned bearings before, so I don't.
I have cleaned. I used to clean them. No, I just get new ones.
I've had the same set of bearings for like a year and a half now, so I don't know.
I run them all off season.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Just kind of picking
And
your race
I
brain
feel like
right
I've-
now.
yeah.
Just
I feel like I kind of have said multiple things, like different, like conflicting ideas about the arrow today too, because I'm talking about like the leather patches make a big difference, but arrow lid doesn't, So
people are gonna be coming at you.
people are gonna be like,
potentially.
oh, this doesn't make sense, and like those people are right. I'm justifying why I'm wearing a
lot of it is
TSG,
just
but
and those people are right.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Ultimately, the TSG really comes down to safety. And like I said, maybe if at some point I felt like that was the sole thing keeping me from winning a championship, I would consider wearing. And I wore a New Olders. I smashed it. I got a concussion in it, which I've done that in TSGs too. So,
Do you think that had something to do with you not wearing it?
well, it certainly had something to do with me not wearing that one. I mean, it was all like cracked the fiberglass on it, and then it was easier to get a TSG than it was another New Olders, and then I got like more concussions, and I was like, this is too many concussions. I'm just gonna wear a TSG. Jeez. So, yeah,
We could dive into some injuries. Do you want to talk about getting hurt?
sure, yeah, yeah.
Just segue into
Yeah.
We can start this off by our team broke off tour, where at one point or another one of us was hurt.
Wait, which one?
NORAM tour.
NORAM Tour 2019. Yeah.
I think that was 2018. It was
No, because this was right before Accidental
right
Euro
before.
Tour.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Wait, what did you break again? Did you break
I
it at
dislocated my
Whitcomb?
shoulder. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah, that was I got the leg puncture at Munsville. Jaime DeLonghe's board like speared me.
Wait, I was there that 2019.
Yeah.
Wait, I remember this now.
Yeah. Yeah, like the bloody like leg, and there's like some iconic pictures of like a vast amount of blood on like a white skin.
Yeah. And everyone was like, Adam broke his leg. And I was like at the bottom, I was like, what the fuck?
I was totally fine actually. That was actually like
Well, you couldn't skate for like a week.
yeah, that's true. I missed that race and I missed Whitcomb, but I came back for Killington and was fine. Like I just had to wait for the stitches to heal. The staples actually is what they were, but
I remember your doctor being super cool.
Oh yeah,
Like
she was a chiller, dude.
she was like, oh yeah, I like go ski in the winter and stuff.
Yeah, she was like thinking about moving out west, and I was like, yeah, me too.
You're like, do you want to move out there together?
She was a total chiller. Yeah, it blew up my leg at that one. That ended up being pretty much a non-issue though. That was cool. That was a nice injury.
Yeah.
All the clout.
Yeah.
None of the recovery.
Oh my gosh. He like couldn't really walk, and so everyone was just like coming over to us like at like the campsite. Like everyone's like making the rounds, be like, "Yo, Adam, what happened?"
Dude, and I washed the suit and shoes in the in like somebody's hotel room that night. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was the hotel we got kicked out of. Remember? We were chasing Andy.
Yeah,
We got kicked out.
Yeah, we were trying to stack too many people in a hotel room, and then they kicked us out. But prior to that, I had to wash because I had like a lot of blood on the leg of the suit and on my shoe, and I just hit some like big vein or something. Like this was not like a dangerous situation. Like it was
just some big vein. It's chill.
It wasn't like an artery. Like it wasn't. No one was worried. It was just a lot of blood, and so we were like in the hotel room, and I was like dumping this shoe out, like trying to scrub it out. I had like baking soda and like the shoe and on the leathers, and just like dumping out like bloody water. Like it was like a murder scene. Like the shower was so gnarly. Yeah.
What did you get hurt in that clip where you're doing like a stand-up heel slide in a race heat? Was that a WDSC race?
Oh yeah, TST, the Italian race.
How did that go? That clip
it went kind of viral. Yeah, it went like Adam Westfall viral, not like Colchado viral.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I like sprained an ankle. That was really it.
Okay.
And I smoked that helmet, but I actually didn't get no head damage, which was shocking because I like smoked that helmet.
Incredible clip. Like you were packed up, and you're like.
Shouts out to Greg and Frenchie. Let me tell you, racing with the modern racers, like, they're so good now. They're like, I'm most of the time in like a semi-final or final heat, like, I am the one I'm the most worried about. Like,
I'm my own.
As long as I don't explode, we're all gonna be fine.
Everyone's gonna be fine. Yeah. So like I like, yeah, literally like I like exploded, and Greg and Frenchie just like flossed around, no problem, just like screw, like do the little, no problems. No, they weren't stressed at all. They were like cool.
Wow.
But yeah, sprained an ankle at that one. So, yeah, the bigger injuries were like I did ACL in high school skating a stair set.
Street skater.
Yeah.
Street skater.
Street skater life.
Yeah.
So that sucked. I did full like ACL reconstruction, MCL repair.
How big of a staircase we're talking?
It's a 9 set.
9 set?
Yeah.
Whoa. Damn.
That's a lot of stairs.
What were you going for?
An ollie.
Ollie? Big ol' ollie? Okay.
So I went there to try to film the handrail, and it was pretty clear right away that I would not be filming the handrail. Like I was like, there's no way. But I'll like the stair set a few times just to like hype myself up, and my buddy came to film it, and I had to make him think that I was like at least thinking about it still. So I did a couple like warm up ollies, and it was like I was like, I'm terrified. This is the biggest thing I've ever ollied, I think. And I was like, man, the ollies are not going that well. Like, I think I must have landed like one or two, but it wasn't many. And it was kind of a bigger like 9 set. But anyway, I was like not gonna get on the handrail. Like there was no shot. And then just like exploded one of the. This was Reed. This is the filmer was the.
Oh, it was Reed?
Was Reed, yeah.
Okay.
The aforementioned ambulance guy, partner. Reed. Yeah, partner. Yeah, and he actually is going to come back up in the injury story here in a very short couple seconds. But he was like, at the time, he was like, oh, dude, you're fine, man. Just walk it off. Like, we came to film this handrail. Like, put it up. You know what I mean? And I was like limping. I was like, I don't think it's gonna happen, dude. And so anyway, ACL torn, yada yada. Fast forward like 5 years, and we're in the van, and we're the next major injury. He was filming, and we're at Los Gatos, that like fucked up road in San Diego.
Was this with
or near San Diego?
Were you with Scott Lembach? Or
So
did he show you it?
So Scott took me. He wasn't there on the day I got injured. I went twice, but he took me the first day that I went, and he told me he'd give me $100 if I would skate it. He's like, if you drop into this thing and you like tuck down the straight or like most part of it, you know, enough of it, then like I'll give you $100. And I'm like, done, dude. And he like loaned me a suit, and he was like, here's the beta for this road. You have to ride freshies. You have to wear a suit. And he was like, now you're going to want to slow down before you get to the slide. So he was like, what I recommend doing before you get to the slide is air brake and foot brake. And this is like a near, if not at 70 mile an hour foot brake over like fucking gravel. And he was like, if you can unzip your suit and like get a little extra, like go for it. But you know, it's up to you. Like,
why freshies though?
He was like, you need the stopping power. And honestly, he was right. That part he was dead on. And honestly, the foot brake too. Like, you needed both. Because you came in, it was fast as shit, and it was like terrible pavement. You came in this like off camber left. So yeah, I dropped in and like tucked most of it and totally binned it and didn't even come close to making it down the hill. And he gave me $100 anyway.
I've seen this clip. Where can we find it on the internet?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram.
It is okay.
Somewhere buried in there. It's like the shortest edit ever. It's just 3 shots.
I've seen it before. It's like I'm picturing it right now.
Yeah, it's like the huge like tip and rip. Like I like lifted both wheels up off the front to like try to like put the heel side in place. So I tried that like once that day, and then didn't make it down. And then I went back a different day to try to film it, and I think I skated 3 laps down it. And like, or 4, it was 4 laps. So it was slam in the fast left, slam again in the fast left, 1 make where I like actually skated through the whole hill, and then slammed and broke my collarbone on run number 4.
Good Lord. Do people skate that road normally?
No.
No.
Nobody skates it. I think Khalil has skated it. It has been skated, but not by very many people.
It's like not fun. Sucks. Or what? What are we talking here? Just don't do it.
No, I mean, if you live in the San Diego area, you should definitely go skate it.
Okay. Is the name of the road? Los Gatos?
Yeah.
Road?
Yeah. It's just like
check that out.
30% straightaway, you know, or 28% grade straightaway into like a shitty left with reflectors in the middle, like a lot of them. And then like a weird off camber right, and then another straightaway. It's like, it honestly by current standards, it's probably not as bad, because this was like a liquid truck era still, like 180s and shit. But like if Owen and like the San Diego boys go, like they're gonna be like, this is not all that. It's just shitty, because like the pavement's kind of shit, and like it's just really fast and shitty. But honestly, the shit that Scott did on that was really impressive. Like his like mirror skate training video, like the training for Teutonia video. Y'all seen that shit? Mm-mm. It does such poor justice to the road, because it's filmed with the mirror skate van.
I'll have to revisit that.
And so it looks like trash. Like it's like a million. It's like they're like a light years behind him. Like it looks like he's going 35 miles an hour and he's like going 70. Like, but anyway, yeah.
I'm just like running you through the ringer of like the times you probably like didn't enjoy.
Yeah, no. It was. I mean, it was worth a shot. You know, like I enjoyed trying it and like being challenged in that way. And it was the first time I felt like that on a board and in a crash, where I was like really, really pushed to the limit. Like I was like, I've never skated road anything like this ever. And I've only had that experience. Like I would say in my mind, that road exists with just Vulcan and Turkey. Like those 3 stand alone. But it's probably not even the case anymore. You probably go skate that road and be like, yeah, that's fine. I don't know.
What's like turkey comparative to like roan? Any comparisons?
To me, turkey was significantly harder.
I mean, it looks that way. Like there's insane slide corners.
Yeah, I thought it was significantly harder, but I also simply did not push it to the limit in turkey. Like I couldn't. I crashed really hard and often at that race, and like the first day I crashed, and I've like told people this all week. Like I literally the first day I went, I took 12 runs, and I swear I made it to the bottom without crashing on 2 of them. Like I went 10 for 12 crashes.
That says something.
It was bad, and most of them were pretty mild because they were like in turn 6 where I just like drifted straight into hay bales like over and over again, and then. One of them
turn
was
6, the big right slide.
Yeah, that's like the like 150-foot toe side or whatever.
Jesus.
And then the there's like whatever turn 9 or 8 or whatever the fast combo breaker I crashed in, and that was like less fun, and I was like pretty spooked, and so I was like, I don't know. I'm pretty much just going to have to like try to survive for the next 4 days. And so I spent the next 4 days like kind of just trying to get down it, like, you know, trying to figure out. So I stopped trying the right slide and I just pindied. I could just dump a heel side pindy into turn 6, and I would just, you know, put it down that way and then do a little right check into the turn. Mm-hmm. And then I would just try to like basically survive the rest of the road. So I never extracted enough out of it to like, I don't know.
But still got the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught some good luck on that.
Well, hey. Sometimes it's...
Staying on your board is a strategy.
It is a really...
That's
on that road, it's
one.
an effective strategy. And it was my strategy coming in. Like, I watched last year's footage, and I was like, wow, you could make it to finals by not crashing. In like, there's like multiple avenues through that bracket that were viable by just not crashing. Like you would have made top 2, easily gone to finals for multiple sides. Like it wasn't just one way in that bracket. It was like multiple that you could get through by not crashing.
I mean, that says something for that track. Like,
yeah.
Is that? I mean, that seems to be like the ultimate. Like that is where we're at. Like that's.
I think it is.
That's like the limit.
Yeah, I had a really hard time believing that it was gonna like outshine Vulcan, and it did. Like no, it just did. I mean, the one feature in Vulcan, like the big chicane towards the bottom, is like as hard as anything in Turkey, but in Turkey it's like that like the whole time. Yeah. So
that. I don't know if I'd want to skate that road.
Yeah. It's fucked, man. It's fucked. And there's just more drifting. Like, Roan is like really gnarly and super high consequence. But you're gripping?
You're gripping. Which is also...
So you're really just skating Maryhill.
Yeah.
It's just steep Maryhill.
That's the hot take of the weekend. Is that it's just Maryhill if you think about it hard enough.
Wow. Huh.
And they're not wrong. It's actually very similar to Maryhill, but twice as fast.
Never been to Maryhill.
Literally twice as fast.
So.
Well, you skated Roan, so you can skip it.
Yeah, I skated Roan Maryhill.
Yeah, I want to be clear. Like, Roan is fucked up. Like it is not a chill track at all. If Turkey weren't on the circuit, well, I didn't skate Wales, so don't know, but like it's the gnarliest road we've skated in a long time, other than Turkey and Vulcan.
It was a sick
take
track.
those out, and it's like certainly more high consequence corners than Killington, and Killington was like a pretty heavy track.
I was thinking about that, like because Killington has the 2 heavy sweepers up top.
Yeah.
But then you're really just going in a straight line.
Yeah. And even like the right's pretty chill. It's really just the bridge. I feel like it's like
Bridge is
to me was really scary. But Roan's pretty much just like 5 bridge turns in a row, you know? But they're banked. And the pavement's perfect. I'll be really interested to skate Killington with the new pavement.
Is that event happening? Is there an event in the works? Do you know? Do you have intel?
I don't have official intel, but I've heard that it's in the works.
There's been whispers.
There definitely been whispers. Which would be sick.
We all want to go back to Vermont. Let's go.
Yeah. I would love if it went that back.
I might go back. I guess I would.
Yeah,
I would.
why not?
Why not?
You skated Roan Mountain.
I mean, yeah.
It's way chiller than that. I mean,
With
fresh
I don't know.
With fresh pavement, I bet it comes out ending up feeling like pretty tame by comparison.
I think in my head, the last time I went to Killington was 8 years ago. So I'm like, it was definitely different.
Yeah.
In my terms of like my skating and my.
And your setup too. Would you probably riding like big wide trucks at the time?
Big wide 180s, like maybe a 5-degree split.
Yeah. Yeah, like basically.
A crucial 5-degree split.
Totally like unknown bushing setup.
Yeah, just like whatever's in the tackle box.
Yeah, who knows? So I'll go back.
Yeah, I think with modern setups and good pavement, we're gonna really have fun.
It's gonna be a different experience for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't get to skate it. I've
never
never
skated
skated it. No, because I dislocated my shoulder. But I'm down.
You should.
I'm in.
Or we'll just go skate it open.
I heard Bailey did.
On our next trip to Vermont.
Bailey Winecoff skated it open. He was on like a family trip or something and then skated. I want to say it was him.
Dude, if they don't hold an event on it, like I'd like to get out there and try the new pavement out. If they're gonna hold an event, then I'll just wait for that. But
yeah.
What's you've been living out in Colorado for a while now.
Yeah, like 5 years now.
What's the Colorado lifestyle like? I see you pushing up Lookout on Strava.
Yeah. I've gotten really into the uphill and downhill skateboarding combination. They're big on they're big on Dawns out there, and like all of the other sports I do are big on uphill. You know, like vert, clock and vert, counting it. You know what I mean? Like seeing how much you can get type thing. I had to pay for Strava Premium so that I could participate in like vert challenges with my friends.
No, bro.
Dude, I will not give in to Strava Premium. They're assholes for taking the features away if you don't pay. I'm like,
they've still got most of the features, but
well, like I can't see what any of my friends are clocking on like segments. You got to pay for that, like comparatively, unless they're top 10. Unless we're both top 10.
Then you can't even see what your clock. Like you can't see what position you are if it's not in the top 10.
Unless you're top
right?
10, yeah.
That's all that
Look at us.
anyway, right?
That's all that matters anyways.
It's like I don't even want to know if I'm not in the top 10.
I'm 2000th place.
Yeah.
Going up this climb. Sick.
Well, they get you because you'll be like 4 seconds off of top 10, and you're like, well, I must be close. And then when you pay for Strava, you find out that 4 seconds off is actually like 506 plates.
It's a lot of seconds.
Yeah,
actually.
it's actually quite a few. Anyway, all that.
Anyways, yeah.
Anyway,
people just tuned out about
people are like,
fucking nerds talking about Strava.
They're like, this is exactly what I thought Colorado was like fuck that.
Yeah, I'm counting vert. Just, live in Colorado, counting vert.
Yeah, counting vert. So, no, but
just waiting for the snow.
But all jokes aside, but I like going uphill. Like I do like the cardio aspect of, backcountry skiing, mountain biking, all of that is like, you go up, then you go down. And I like that a lot. So I started skating like that. And I kind of like for a while didn't have a ton of people I was skating with out there. I've got some like training partner. Well, I really just have like Mocha. I train with Mocha now a ton.
Oh, cool.
Which is cool. But before I was training with him a lot, I didn't have like a lot of people who I was skating with. So I was like, well, I'll just go push up. And then I ended up really liking it. So now I push up like all the time. And you get some cardio, and Lookout's so flat that like it's actually pretty easy to push up. You can get up in like less than 40 minutes, and then it's a long, it's like 3.5 mile downhill. So
yeah,
it's actually a pretty good ratio, like up to down.
I ride my bike uphill, but I have never pushed up anything considerable.
You really should try it on
should.
elk.
I should.
Because elk is like the most appropriate. Like
I should. Will I? Maybe.
It's more
Let's do
fun.
it, Dan. Let's go push up elk.
I've taken people out to do it, and if they're like uphill people, like I took Minsky out to do it, and he was like, this is like way better and easier than I thought. Like it's actually pretty fun. I took Owen out to do it, and he had the opposite take. He was not stoked, but he's not like he's not into that kind of thing. Like that's pretty outside of the realm of like what he normally does. But for Minsky, it was, he likes that kind of shit.
Yeah. All right, Adam. So, what are your plans going into 2025 season? You doing the circuit or?
I don't know yet. I got to see. I'm going to take a look at the calendar and stuff. I definitely want to keep racing, but it's hard to do it every year. So we'll see what the calendar looks like. But definitely I got the fire is lit after this year, so it's gonna be hard to quench that and like take a year off. So we'll see what we can do. But I've also got I've got other stuff I want to do too, like Ashley and we're talking about the way over. Like I really want to do like a big bike packing trip again. So we'll see. I don't know. My girlfriend's like really itching to do like a big, bike trip, and so she's like, cool. Like when are you gonna,
When are you gonna hang it up?
Wait, yeah. When are you gonna ride some bikes? And so at some point I will like take a year off at least to go try to do like a big South American bike trip or something for like a month or so. So yeah, we'll see.
Right on, man. Yeah, bikes are cool, and that's kind of like that's my out. Whenever I rip the cord, I'm like, I got bikes.
There's a lot, like honestly, yeah. When you rip the cord on like not skating downhill anymore, and like
I don't think I'm ever gonna stop.
Yeah,
but
not like racing, like do the traveling and stuff. Like it's expensive and it takes a lot of time. And like, man, if you don't do that anymore, good God, do you have some opportunity? You can really do a lot of stuff. But it's really hard. It's really tough to like, I don't know, it's really rare to have the opportunity to like compete at like an elite level at something. And once you hang it up, it's pretty much hung up. You know what I mean? Like I'm like almost 30. I got some years left where like I can definitely still skate hard. Like I don't think I'm aging out of the sport necessarily, but if I take like, like 3 or 4 years off, like there's not coming back, So I want to get some good years in still.
I think you certainly have quite a few good ones.
I think so too.
More than a few.
I think so too. Like I'm not trying to say that I'm like it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean Dana did some of his best skating and like he was like mid-30s or whatever. Pete Connolly still made finals at Kozakov in his deep 40s, but
and he's the fastest man on a skateboard.
And he was the fastest man
of all time.
Way deep in his 40s.
So
I think. But I think it's more just a lifestyle thing. I think when you make that change of lifestyle and you're no longer willing to commit that level of like time and money, then it's hard to go back more so than your body necessarily. Yeah.
Absolutely. Any destinations? Are you going to try and do? Are you going to go back to Turkey if it happens?
I mean, if I'm racing and it's happening, I'm there. But hopefully come in. I would train very differently if I went back to Turkey, or like when I go back to Turkey, because it's gonna happen again. Like it'll definitely be on the circuit. I mean, as long as WDSC is around, I think we'll have a race in Turkey. And like, yeah, I mean that's the peak of racing right now in the world. So yeah, I'll be there. If I'm not taking a season off, then I'll be in Turkey.
Right on.
Pretty sick. But yeah,
I'll watch from home.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more Flagstaff and a lot less Lookout.
Yeah.
Before
Desensitize.
polish the wrinkles out.
Yeah.
Smooth brain.
The thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you have any I think we're about there. I don't know if you have any closing statements or thank yous or shout outs or anything of that nature that you'd want to put out there. Or?
Yeah, shout out to the family, parents been supporting forever, so huge thanks to them. Thanks, guys. Yeah, they've been making it happen forever, and shout out my girlfriend Kat. She's always supporting. And it's definitely taxing on a relationship to spend all of your all of your vacation time and all of your spare money racing skateboards, but we make it work and have a good time. So big shout out to her for supporting and yeah.
Right on. Well, appreciate you coming on, and Ashley, thank you as well.
Of course.
For guest hosting, and yeah, appreciate y'all listening. All right, this is the end. Goodbye.
Sweet.
Bye.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Thanks, Ashley.
Of course.
Thank you. See ya. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
Go.
We did it.
Let's fucking go.
Dude, thanks, man. That was awesome.
I think we did it.
That was so wholesome.
I think we did it.